See if that does anything.
It's Mr. Ron.
It didn't affect none of my stuff on my computer.
Ron, how's the West Coast, Ron?
It goes live.
I don't think you can hear us either. Can you hear us, Ron? I think it's just me.
Matt's got his carpet going in right now.
Ah, man.
I don't even show the thing live. Oh, there it is on YouTube.
Yeah, I just got the notification. Everybody pardon Jim.
Just so you guys know, I can't hear. I can't hear you. I don't know.
You're on mute, Ron.
How do I leave studio and come back? Will that do it? Let me undo the microphone again.
Nope. You're still muted, Ron. Either that or it's the wrong device. You know, Justin, maybe it's because you and I are on Windows 11 that we are working. Maybe that's the difference.
I updated my Windows 11, almost everything, and all my stuff's working fine.
There's not really that much difference.
No, I noticed a little bit of difference in like the menu styles and stuff, but yeah, I didn't notice a huge difference.
From a user perspective, it's mostly visual. There's some underlying core architecture things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there, Ron? Yeah. I need to be a good lip reader.
Get the chat up so I can see who's in here.
Suppose I should bring up the comments. Even though I got the wrong glasses on, I can't really read the screen very well.
Robert Glacier, JDS, Tomas, Drone Shots. Let's see who else am I.
Hello, Drone Shots and Tomas.
Brent Nundy. Just bear with us, guys. Just having technical issues.
Maybe I need to drive down to Melbourne and help Jim fix his thing. Take me an hour to get there, but yeah, I could get there. Now, Ron, on the other hand, yeah, you have to strap me to a SpaceX rocket to get there pretty fast.
Adjustment.
Yeah. Guess it's gonna be one of those nights. Hey, I guess he finally decided to jump out and jump back in. So, do anything exciting this week, Justin?
No, I just got a new computer. That's about it. I got a
new computer. What'd you get?
With I got the HP with a Thelion silver AMD chip. I think that's how you say it, and the AMD graphics chip. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, what was the video card?
Got
Desktop?
4 gigs of RAM, but
desktop, laptop.
It's PC. No, it's laptop.
Oh, got it.
But it has. It only has 4 gigs of RAM, but it has 2 memory slots, so you can add up to 32 gigs into it.
Wow.
And I looked at the cards the other day on Amazon. They were only like $21 a piece.
Yeah, it's probably SO DIM 4s for that one, I would presume. Still can't hear you, Jim.
It's not showing up.
Can't hear Ron either.
I'm almost betting it's his headphones went out.
In the case of Jim, that wouldn't surprise me because he said he could hear us and then he couldn't. You can hear us now? Now you're muted. Now we can't hear you.
And frozen. And Ron froze.
Uh-uh.
Hey, Ron, can you hear us?
He's hearing.
Can you
Yeah.
talk?
He's trying to, but we
Yeah,
can't.
we don't hear you either.
Testing.
Hey, there he is.
We can hear you.
Hi, Jim.
You can hear me
We
now?
can hear you.
You're back to working.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not showing those blue dots or anything. The green dots going across the microphone. It wasn't even showing this mic.
I wonder if Ron needs to do the same
Whatever
thing.
you
and
did,
pop
just
out and
leave
pop
it.
back in.
I popped out. I came back. I unplugged. I plugged in. Oh my God! Merry Christmas, guys! Brent Nunley, Robert Glacier, Tomas, Jody, Drone Shots. We said Brent. Glad you guys could make some time, man.
Jackrabbit, what's that?
Is he here?
Oh, Jackrabbit's there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
Steve? Did I see Steve? SC Ariel? Up in
don't
the
know.
House Records TV. Who's that? JDS
Not sure.
Flying Canuck.
So,
Man, you know, Rod, friggin' Windows did an update on me. And the other day when I was talking to Justin, it automatically went to the camera that's on the laptop. You know, that 720p UV thing?
Yeah.
I got you, Ron.
No,
I can hear you.
no. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. What did you have to do?
I just, went out and come back in. I said, this iPad just sucks with StreamYards. Sucks. Did I mention it sucks?
I know it's breaking up. Hey,
Ron.
Adrian. The view
Your
chaser.
internet's really.
So, Ron, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You'll like this one. So, how many kinds of Apple are there?
Oh, shit.
1, a bad apple.
Jack Rabbit, what's up, buddy? Thank you last week, man, for that comment. Okay. Hey, I got to show you guys something I got in the mail today. Well, not today, last week. This is from Tomas.
Oh,
Shoot.
And look.
Cool.
Wow, it's got a beer opener. A bottle.
Well, there you go.
Ron needs one of those for his hunts.
And I got
Yeah.
Besides, it's camouflage. It'd work great.
Calendar of Ireland, which is very cool. And it shows the counties on it because you know something? I know that my people are from County Cork, but I've never done that. I'm like, my own mother's been to Ireland and she's not Irish. It's disgusting. I've got to
So
go
anyways,
for a
while
trip.
you were out, Justin was talking about his new laptop that he got. So which
Yeah,
AMD
Athlon and Radon. But tell him to put the damn thing on about so we know what he's got. I know he's got an Athlon and Radon, but
No, it should be AMD FX something.
hey, Ron, it's
5,000
not
and
crackling anymore. It's not breaking up anymore.
No?
No. Oh,
Never mind. Spoke
Yeah.
too soon.
All right. Just mic volume.
So which processor is it, Justin?
if you guys, anybody else wants to jump on and say Merry Christmas.
Because I'm not like. Is there? That's
Hey, Justin. If you go to the run and do MS Info 32.
Just down in, oh, he's got a Chromebook.
okay.
No.
So it says. No.
Yeah.
It says AMD. Hold on, let me just share this and then you guys can look at it. And I'll show
4
you what
gigs of
it's
RAM.
showing me.
That's kind of scary because that normally seems like one of the low end ones, but
Yeah. That is low.
Yeah, but you can. It has 2 memory slots that you can upgrade up to 32.
You can
the
upgrade.
scary,
Good.
the scary part is what else in there is low end.
Hey, Marcel. What's up,
Although
man?
low end today is
All right,
more than
pop
adequate.
that up.
Yeah, I see it now. Oh, you got the 21H2. I'm on 21H1 of Windows. Oh, that's because you're Windows 11 home.
Yeah, I just updated it today. It gave me the option to update it, so I went ahead and did it.
Okay, let's.
So you got
see here.
3.5 gigabytes of RAM usable.
Holy cow! The 3050. That's like the AM2 process, or uses that. Yeah. 32 product system.
That's probably part of the GPU, isn't it? The GPU is on there. It's all integrated instead of discrete.
Yeah, it comes with it. But anyways, that's the older. That's definitely an older processor though, because it's the 3000 series and they're on the 5000 series now. So it's the previous.
They're doing. Well, when I was looking it up, they said that the AMD was doing 2 new ones. It was the silver chip and the gold.
Well, they're up to Zen 3.
It's a 5000. It's a 5000 series.
Yeah,
the new chips. 3000 was the previous.
But guess how much?
It's okay. It's okay. Just don't
I
try
got
to
it for
do 8K renders.
$180 though. The whole laptop.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of it.
That's the interesting part. I tell everybody, any computer that is
Hey, Bill,
probably
coast to
newer
coast.
than 7 years old is fine, and has enough hardware in it to run fine.
Like you said, you can
Well,
still
look at
add
this.
RAM to it.
Yeah, and look, I paid $200 for my daughter's Samsung Chromebook. I paid $180 for this.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's
shit.
one generation back.
That's nothing.
But it's really good. It's only the model itself is only, I think, 8 or 9 months old. This particular model.
3500U.
I wonder what hard drive.
AMD 3500U.
I wonder if it has a
It has,
SSD drive
it has 128 gig
storage.
or it has 120 something in it. But it has a spot inside the laptop. I was watching a guy who tore it apart, and there's a big open space inside with a plug where you can add another.
Sure.
It's an
add
8
another
thread.
hard drive in it.
It's probably got an M.2 slot. Did it look like a memory card?
No, it was a big open square spot like this. and he
Okay,
said that
so that's
you
a
could
normal. Yeah, that's a normal SATA drive connection.
Yeah.
You can put a nice SSD in it that's 500 meg read write. So,
But to
Works great.
upgrade it to 16 gigs of RAM's only $40.
yeah,
So it's not bad.
and you don't need to go past 16 realistically.
No, not for what you're doing.
So
You're doing a lot of graphics work, then
Decent
then
little
you should
low-end
upgrade your graphics
laptop.
card and
Ooh,
if it can,
He doesn't have one because it's part of the CPU. It's not separate,
what a graphics card.
according to what he just showed us. No, it's integrated instead of discrete.
I don't think that was on the system's info that I saw.
It's
On
an
the thing.
SoC chip, a mobile SoC.
Yeah,
Announced
so it's got the
January
building. It's got the
19.
building. It's got the building graphics in. Yeah,
Clock the 2.1 to 3.7.
system on a chip is what that stands for.
Yeah.
I.e., everything on one chip. And pretty much what it boils down to.
I love it though for what I paid for it. It's a damn good little computer.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Robot Ron.
Because I want to say the original price of it was around $299
Hey,
when
Andy.
it first came out.
And imagine this: Ron paid how much for his little iPad?
Oh, shit,
Compared to
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Honestly, Ron, you need to get.
And it's not the iPad, it's StreamYards, and I've asked what's his name
Gage.
numerous times, Gage. Hey, can you give a little support to, Mac computer? Not a problem. But iPad sucks.
Why would that be different? Rod, are you in
one
engineering?
would.
Shouldn't be now because they've kind of pretty much done away with the Mac OS. It's all iOS.
I paid 180 JDS.
So
That's
But I said my Mac, I have no I haven't had a problem with that. The only problem I've had was over the last couple of weeks, and it started slowing down, and it's just because I had too much junk on it. I got rid of the stuff, and now it's back up to speed.
is that a MacBook?
No, it's a iMac.
Okay, so you should be able to run. Oh God, what the hell is it? BlueStacks or whatever, so that you can install Windows.
But Mac and iOS are two separate animals, so.
Yes, I know.
Jim, is my video feed bad tonight?
no, your video
No,
feed's
your
perfect, but
mic
your
is
sound
horrible.
is crackling.
Like really bad.
Really?
Unplug
almost
that
sound-
and then plug it back in.
Yeah, just unplug it and plug it back in, and then try it.
Oh, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
that's fine.
sounds-
All right, here's the problem. Once again, I unplugged this, and now I can barely hear you
Yeah,
guys.
because it's not
and then-
using
and
your
and
mic.
the crackling's still there too.
Yeah, it's not using his
Without that.
mic. Well, forget about it. Don't let it piss you off. Just plug it back in.
I'll just say I'm not Apple support.
This thing is supposed to, they added a lot of crap to here. I was trying to see if I could get one of you guys as a co-host. Because when you make the show, you can, it's under guests, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Click on guests and you can make one of the guests a co-host. I still don't know what that does, but with all the problems, what was it last week that I had problems? It froze up on me. I had to leave and then come back when we were talking, Justin.
No, one of the problems was your damn computer. Talking about when your power cord jacked up on it?
Oh, when all of a sudden it said power low, yeah.
Did you do anything exciting with your Matrice this last week?
Just construction. We've got eternal construction going on around here, and it's really pissing me off.
That's Florida in general, right?
Is it? I know it's going on by Justin. Is it going on by you too, or have they used up that land already?
They've built that one, and now they're building the Amazon just south of the airport.
And there's another. It's either UPS or Amazon that's going up in Cocoa.
So I'll be
Hey,
able to get
JDS,
things
give me
really.
a minute.
Really
It's the
fast.
point, Jim. It's everywhere. I mean, even where I'm at, I mean, the nice thing is my previous owner bought 2 additional lots beside his, the lot, the original lot that he had, just so nobody else would build.
Oh, that's so smart.
Hello, Mr. Lauren. Everybody feels sorry for Lauren because he's got snow up there.
I
Hey,
saw
No sympathy coming from me.
At least they'll have a white Christmas.
him and JDS.
No sympathy coming from me.
Yeah. What is your temp, Ron?
Today it wasn't bad. It was, I think, in the 30s, but we had a couple mornings this week at anywhere from 15 to 20 below.
Yeah, I talked to one of my coworkers up in Fargo, North Dakota. And ironically, last week it had gone into the upper 30s. They were above freezing, which is pretty unusual. Normally, Fargo is one of those places right around Halloween. The high temperature will be below 32, and you don't see 32 again until like late March, early April.
I was in Fargo last night, as a matter of fact.
It's one of those.
Took a patient there.
The roads aren't so bad up there like it is in some of the northern states where it's like freeze thaw, so you have potholes everywhere. I tell everybody in North Dakota, there's a freeze and a thaw, but there's only one. It's one freeze, one thaw.
Yeah,
It's kind of
it's probably about the truth.
I lived there for 10 years. That was kind of pretty much how it worked.
Dre, did we have you clean and green?
That now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah,
So-
that's why does Ron sound like he's got a sore throat?
Oh, I was wrong.
So
Chris,
Chris,
yours
Hey, I was
working
wrong
fine?
on that rod. It's actually 3-4.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I see you doing that too. The old Chinese kung fu movie.
Kung
So-
Fu Hiya.
You see this? They go, yeah.
So just for you, Chris, the first year that I was up there in Fargo, which would have been the winter of 2004, 2005, there was literally a 2-week period for 2 solid weeks. The high temperature, not the low, the high temperature was never above -20.
Oh my
Fargo,
god.
Yeah.
is freaking Fargo is freaking cold because it's literally
The
out
whole
in
state up here is freaking cold.
There's
And I knew a guy
There's
in
nothing there.
Virginia.
The glacier scraped it flat, and the wind comes over the North Pole, and
You never see a tree. Yeah.
Yeah, there are no
Right.
trees.
Where'd the trees
But
go?
The state.
They said it was. My one partner told me it was because of a drought they had years and years ago, and it killed off all the trees. But
So Fargo, in particular, sort of its history. Fargo actually used to be the bottom of a lake. So when the glaciers pulled back, it literally scraped that entire area flat. And as the glaciers melted, Fargo was essentially the bottom of a lake. And about 1,000+ years ago, then it drained out, and that's how you wound up with the Red River up there. But literally just north of Fargo, it's so flat that the elevation change every mile is only like 5 or 6 inches in elevation. That's how freaking flat it is up there.
speaking of North
JD, I put
Dakotans,
that link in the chat for you.
The people up there are great.
Well, I'm gonna go
the
find-
weather sucks.
find out tomorrow how much snow is in Yellowstone.
Should be quite a bit, right? Didn't that storm go through there
Yeah.
recently?
Yeah, I was actually talking to a local guy that I keep in contact with there, and got some recommendations on some different places to hike. But taking camera gear, gun, bear spray, bunch of food, heading out, going off the grid.
Interesting. Are you on Drone Nation, Ron? The Facebook Drone Nation?
Yes, I believe I am.
So I posted a link up there today. There's a guy, Jake Christina, who's actually down here in Florida, who's a camera guy, and he did a little thing today on Sony. And when this finally comes to drones, comes to anything, it's going to be really awesome. Sony's come out with a way to double the amount of light that they collect.
Let me pop out and try the iPad or my computer. I'm ready to throw this iPad and this fucking microphone, I'm sorry, out the window.
Go to settings, Ron. Or have you already done that?
Yeah,
He's already
I've
tried all that.
I've been there.
Echo cancellation on or off?
I just turned it on now.
Turn your volume down.
Tell me if that's any better. No change?
No, can you turn your volume down? Slide it left, right?
Up or down?
Okay, there I went down.
It's almost like it's almost like his headphones don't have a good connection type sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Sounds
blowing
like,
us
but it's
out. You're
definitely not that.
not blowing us out now, Ron. Still got a little scratch.
Let me just try the iPad or the
Yeah,
laptop.
why don't you just reach back and just throw it so we can all watch it? Jim can record it and everything.
It's getting close
It's
to that
making that
point.
bad.
It's a made for TV night.
So did you hear my comment earlier, Chris?
No,
how, many,
sir.
how many kinds of apples are there?
There's Granny Smith. There's
One
delicious
a bad
ribs.
apple.
Oh God, Jesus!
Come on.
Do you actually know? Hey, you got your Rome apples. If your mother ever baked, you know about your Rome apples.
You know where I work, Jim. You can see how I came up with that, right?
Yeah.
By the way, you know who the number one software provider is on Apple, right?
No.
Microsoft.
Is that true?
Office. Yeah, Office. Office outdoes anything on Apple.
Holy cow.
So, yeah, the petapixel article. That thing
Oh,
for drones will freaking be killer. And
Hey,
it looks like
Jim,
where they really want
I
to put
was-
it is on cell phones.
I was looking up my computer on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's $349 brand new. So that wasn't a bad deal at all.
So essentially,
what's it
what
going to
they-
do? Use a quad bayer again?
No. So what they have done, if you scroll down, there's a picture there that kind of explains what they did. So right now, the two layers are on the photodiode and the pixel are on the same physical layer on the board. So they figured out how to actually do that same thing, but put it on two different layers. So you wind up with double the photodiodes and double the pixel translators, which should equivalent to it obviously won't be a perfect doubling. It's like two processors aren't a perfect 100% doubling of your performance kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it will wind up being more light and less noise.
Now, is this going to be an automatic 422 or something like that, or 444?
Didn't say.
Okay.
So, but it's
I'm
probably going to
asking
show
what
up
I'm
in
reading.
it's probably going to show up in cell phones first. But if it shows up in cell phones, then realize most of the sensors that are in the drones are the sensors from the cell phones from 4 years ago.
That's absolutely
essentially.
true. That is absolutely true.
So I'm actually kind of excited about that because if it shows up in the cell phones first, and then hopefully it'll show up in the drones, which would be great for us. Or at least
Okay.
great for me and what I'm.
Where did
trying to do.
Dre go?
He was on the phone, and then he popped out. Here's Ron back.
Jim
Hi,
popped
Mr.
himself
Ron.
out.
That sounded better. I could hear the ice jingling.
Oh,
Hey, there
Oh,
you
you
are.
sound perfect now, Ron.
You sound perfect now.
I
good.
wish I could say he looks better.
Shut up.
Hey, Mike, night train.
So Hot Rod, I just popped in here kind of when you were talking. I heard you talk a little bit of smack about North Dakota. What were y'all saying?
No. I lived up there for 10 years.
Oh, is that right?
I was not on the North Dakota side. I was in Moorhead across the river from Fargo, but I'll just say it's cold as hell up there. The people are great. The people are absolutely great up there. Great people. Just
Right
the weather sucks.
I was born and raised here. Spent my entire life here, minus my time in the military.
So let me ask this. Do you take a vacation in February like everybody else from up there and go someplace warm in the middle of the winter? Because that's tradition up there, right?
Well, I tell you what, I used to not, but the older I get, the more and more I'm drawn to do that. I'm still in the mode of sitting my ass out on a lake on the ice and punching holes in them eyes.
So the good news for you is you weren't one of those that fell through in the spring.
No, I don't. I'm pretty damn leery when I go on the ice. I don't drive out on it unless I have my four-wheeler, but I don't drive my truck out there. And I haven't even gone yet this year because I don't trust it yet.
Actually, that's a good question for Ron. Do they do much ice fishing out there where you're at, Ron?
I don't know if they do in Wyoming. They do a lot more in North Dakota, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like Kelly says, those crazy
Oh,
idiots.
yeah. North Dakota, Minnesota. My God,
Yeah.
they go out there and they haul those freaking cabins.
Yep.
Entire freaking cabins out on the lakes. And
Slide it out, yeah.
I used to have one of those cabins. I had an 18-foot ice. I'm sorry, 21-foot ice castle, tandem axle, and I drove it out there with my pickup, and I had my four-wheeler in the box of my pickup, and I dropped that bitch on the ice at Devil's Lake in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. And
Oh, yeah,
we were
yeah,
out
I know
with
where
a
that's
buddy
at.
of mine. We were out there for 10 days, and that's all we did was ice fish. And I'll tell you, during the day while we were fishing, I never was comfortable. The only time I was comfortable in that ice house was in the evenings when the Pendleton came out, and I was about 7 shots in. Then I started feeling comfortable. But until that time, it was just. And then that first winter that I had that ice castle, after that winter was over, I took it back to the dealership and I gave it back to him, and I bought a boat. And I used that boat a shit ton more than I ever used that ice castle.
So
what kind
Jim,
of boat, though? Did you get one that's easily transportable?
I have an 18-foot Triton.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great boat for walleye fishing on the Missouri River, where I spend most of my time. And
It
it's
is.
an awesome boat. It's even really good for up on the big lake with the big waves and stuff. Talk to Ron. He's been out fishing with me on the river.
Good time.
Right
So
on,
Jim-
brother.
So Jim, you want to guess what every other store in Fargo is?
What?
A liquor store.
Right?
It is.
Oh,
I mean,
it's a long-ass
practically the
winter.
freaking. It's
It
practically
typically
the
goes like
freaking
this.
truth.
It typically goes like this: bank, church, liquor store, bank, church, liquor store. You
Yeah.
know, that's pretty much how it is.
Wait a minute. Has anybody noticed that Chris has a new feather in his hat?
He
I
does.
saw he had a bird on his head.
Yeah, I can't keep her. I can't keep her down, and I can't keep. She won't stay in her cage. She wants to be around people.
And then,
But
Of
does she
course,
bite you at
Kelly.
all?
Do what,
Mine,
Jim?
mine used to bite. We had lorries
she-
or something.
She can be a turd. Trust me. She's been a turd. My wife's not home, so she's in here with me. We'll get you bed.
although Jim, you would have liked Fargo. There was one thing that happened in Fargo every Thursday that you would have absolutely loved.
What's that?
There's a
Fuckers.
place called Happy Harry's, and Thursdays is their sampling night.
Really?
Hey, Robert.
Yeah. All the wine and beer. My God, a freaking line of people going through that place to go sample.
But
everything.
okay, so you're right, Rob. That was a good one, but there's always the better one, and that was. You remember the bar that burnt down? It was right up. I mean, like across the street from campus at NDSU.
Oh yeah, up there.
I can't think of the name of it, but it just burned down not too long ago. Anyway,
Okay.
they had buck pitchers.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh,
The
dollar
one thing,
pitchers?
because it's so cold up there, alcohol is cheap.
You know what we used to have back on Long Island? Because Tuesdays were notoriously bad, right? They'd have 2 for Tuesdays. Didn't matter what you got.
Oh yeah, there's one other thing about Fargo. Most of the kids are born in September and October.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, did I tell you the other day?
What else you
that
got
I was-
to do all winter long, right? Drink
That I was,
alcohol. and,
both
play.
of my girls were born. They're February and September kids.
Well, the
Hey,
September
did I tell
lines
you
up
the
pretty
other day,
well. The
Jim?
February doesn't line up so well.
Yeah.
What, Justin?
The other day, I was trying to get that guy that was giving away the free TV. Well, he
Yeah,
gave it away.
yeah.
I didn't make it there. He calls me back later on, had a brand new 43-inch, and gave it to me.
What about that 55 you were getting?
He had saved it for another family that needed a TV. He was getting rid of all the TVs in his house. And the two that he gave away, the 55 and the 43, were brand new.
Wow.
Hey, Kelly or Ron, can you text or call Jay McCulley? Tell him to get his ass on here. I want to see his Bahamas shots.
Yeah,
That's
Ron,
on
you
you,
got
Ron.
his number,
I'm not
don't
sure
you?
who that is.
I do.
And
I
Jim,
texted
how the
Matt,
hell
I
did they
said,
shoot
"Where are
that
you at,
SpaceX up this morning with the weather?
I don't know because it's been raining here. Been raining all day.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah, it's
shot
been
they shot
raining
that
since
thing
last
up. I
night.
don't know how,
It's been raining
other
here
than
since
it was
last
a
night.
resupply mission. No people.
Chris
on
is
board.
into that. I know when I post those, Chris Hope likes to see them. And you got a lot more going off in Texas now, don't you, with Elon Musk?
No, well, He's building a big spaceport down there at Boca Chica, down there below down close to Brownsville.
They've been doing the tests. They haven't been doing the launches from there.
They've done a few, though, just suborbital stuff, getting that stuff shit in the air and crashing it. Good place to crash it.
Brownsville Station will forever be infamous. That's Smoking in the Boys Room. Wasn't that the name of the band? Brownsville Station?
Possible. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Only only people of our age would remember that.
Do you watch my channel, Chris? Because I filmed some of the I filmed some of the night launches out of it.
He said he wouldn't watch your channel if you paid him.
Yeah.
Right.
I agreed with him.
I think I'm subscribed to you.
So
I know Sunday night or Saturday night when Adrian was on, they put one up and Matt was on there and he went outside and caught it.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it here too.
I didn't catch the one that went off this morning. I caught the one that went off 3 days ago.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the boom. All right, buddy. Thank you. We got the boom down here.
So
I have windows that are single pane and they're original contractor windows. So when the rockets go off, my windows shake.
Yeah. I actually found a new spot, Jim, that I went down to that I've kind of, because I wanted to come down closer instead of being up at Daytona. So I was at Scottsmore. There's a boat dock on the intercoastal there. Yeah. And what I was worried about was that it would go above what the drone would do with the -30 up on the gimbal. But I was able to keep it in focus the entire time, which was rather interesting because that spot that I was at is literally 18 miles from the launch pad.
I could see that with the Z30. I could see that going to the moon. The problem is with that Z30, and it was originally when it came out a $10,000 camera. It's only 2.19 megapixels. So it's made more for reading the numbers off an air conditioning unit on the roof of a building than it is for something 8 miles away. You know what I mean?
And that's why that Mavic 3 is a little disappointing because that telephoto that they put on there, being on that half-inch,
digital,
it is completely useless at night. And if I wanted digital, well, my Evo's got digital on it, so why the hell would I need the other?
Oh, thanks, Marcel. Hey, Marcel, I wound up playing your live stream last week or the week before. I thought, didn't you want me to play a video of yours? Because I know you and Robert, was it Robert Crazy? Put some new ones out.
And to be fair, I worry about that with the Evo 3 too, because the Evo 3 is supposed to have one version, or one of the cameras on the Evo 3 is supposed to have that sort of combo.
I haven't heard crap about an Evo 3. What have you heard?
Yeah, that the Evo 3 was in there when all the nano and light stuff was coming out too, the stuff. So there's going to be 4 different cameras, including one that they call Super Sense, which is actually not 4/3, it's 1.4, so it's just a smidge bigger. That I'm kind of curious what the hell they do with that one. So my anticipation is that CES that we'll see or hear about the Evo 3 would be my guess. It'd be like it'd be like the Evo 2, right? They'll do it at CES and you won't actually see anything till June, July, but that's okay.
Well, you know what DJI is coming out with in August, right? Next August, a VTOL.
Yeah, the Inspire 3.
No, they're coming out with a VTOL. Vertical takeoff and landing.
Oh, you mean they're going to catch up with Autel's Dragonfish?
And Foxtech. Foxtech has been making them for years. Everything DJI wanted to make, Foxtech makes. But the problem is they're still a Chinese company. So on our end, like here in Florida, they're deciding on January 1st whether DJI drones can be used at all with government agencies. Meaning if you plan to contract with government agencies and they say no to DJI, I'm out of business.
Ultimately,
It's gonna happen.
I'd say the odds are pretty damn high that DJI gets banned.
But what makes me
And
sick
not
is
just-
why
and
does
not
everybody
just-
else's price have to be 3 times?
And not just from government, from everybody.
Justin
Because
and I were looking at the what was the name of that? Justin
Because-
Agris, not DJI's Agris. But anyway, it was $13,000. Hi, Kelly's wife.
Yeah. I honestly
Nancy.
think that it's that's what scares me
Hi,
about
Nancy.
DJI is I think that it's gone
Yeah.
that way.
Come on, tell me. I will agree with everybody. It's political as to why it's happening.
Oh yeah,
But
Right.
do you think that political situation is going to get any better anytime soon? Fuck no.
No, it's getting worse by the day.
It's going to get
It's
gonna
getting
get
worse.
which means it's going to get worse for DJI. I don't care that it's political or not, and people can get pissed off and mad at it that we're, we're just picking on them. But I got news for you. They're going to get picked on. And there's a damned reason they're going to get picked on. And I can tell you flat out, because I spent 20 years in the military, why the hell they're going to get picked on. Because DJI is working with the Chinese military and supplying the Chinese military, the U.S. government is going to pick on DJI. That's why
Right.
DJI is getting picked on.
and they are required to
Well, they
give their
already got
information to the
blacklisted.
government financially.
Well, they already
And
got
DJI doesn't have
blacklisted by
a
the
fucking
Treasury
choice but
already.
to work with the Chinese military.
So-
The companies over there are not free.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And forgive me because I kind of got distracted with my wife there for a second. But what
That'll
I
happen.
I know what I think I'm hearing from you guys, and because this happened to me just the other day, I approached the power company here in my hometown. One of the vice presidents is a friend of mine. I said, "Hey, why don't you utilize me, and I'll go out and shoot some video and take some pictures of your stuff and blah blah and on and on and on." And he said the very first thing he asked me was, "What kind of drone you got?"
Yep.
Well, it's a Mavic 2. And he's like, "That's DJI, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." They said, "We can't use you."
The
Because
reason
he-
is because they're
he knows
saying
it's
that
coming.
the signal is supposedly going straight back to China.
right. And my question to you guys, I'm going to pose this question to the panel, is have any of you guys ran into this issue with any potential clients?
Yeah, look what's on the computer screen right now. I do pre and post hurricane work for the Department of Transportation, which I guess I won't be doing if January 1st they decide that DJI is not going to be on the
Well,
list.
look, it's already started though because the Treasury Department already put them on a blacklist from being able to be invested by American companies
Trading
or
purposes, right, Justin?
yeah, for
Yeah.
trading purposes. So they're already like partially there,
Right there,
and the
Justin.
governments are. Yeah,
So, Jim,
Well, in essence, we're all just the common man, boots on the ground kind of guy looking for work, are just going to get dicked again.
Right. You jumping
So-
out, Chris?
Yeah, I
You
gotta
saying
go.
hi?
I got a few things to do. Then I got to load up and go to Love Field and pick up the wife and granddaughter and daughter.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you coming
Have
on,
a good
man.
night.
Oh yeah, man.
drive
Merry
safe.
Christmas.
everybody,
Merry
and
Christmas.
Wish you had more time to visit with you.
yep. But y'all have a good night. Merry Christmas, everybody, and y'all have a
Take
good
care, brother.
week.
You too.
We'll
So
catch y'all
Chris-
somewhere.
So Jim, the last 5 years of my military career was on the CERT team. So we did, I was downstream from the NSA, so I'm well aware of the security evaluations and how you would go through that process. So when you look at DJI, and this would be true of any of the Chinese company, and you can also kind of have to understand
Yeah.
how things work over there. And one of the things is that's different about that country versus here. If the U.S. government came in and tried to tell a company here, you need to put something in the software, that company could tell the U.S. government, go take a flying leap. Over there,
right.
the companies
They
have
have to comply.
literally no fucking say. So guess what is not on the Android store anymore? The DJI app. So if the Chinese government came in and told DJI put this in the app and push it, they would have to. They can't say no.
Mhm.
Hello, a year ago they made one of their billionaires in their country disappear for 6 months. That fucker disappeared for literally 6 months, out of sight, out of gun. He was in fucking jail somewhere, being retrained in one of their retraining programs. So if a guy who could have bought DJI wound up in a prison,
Right,
what do you
right.
think the DJI guys are going to do? They're going to do whatever the hell they're told to do, and that's the security risk with them.
And why
So
do you think
it may not be in the
Taiwan's moving a
software
lot of-
right at the second, but it could be there tomorrow in an instant if the Chinese government stepped in and told them to. And
I don't want to
could
get
not-
And this is
political,
why
but they're also the home of the Wuhan lab, which is the whole base of this coronavirus, supposedly.
So
Well, the thing too is this is why I think Taiwan is moving a lot of their chip manufacturing plants to the U.S. and other places around the world because
Yep.
they're preparing for if they get invaded, they'll still be able to
Yep.
run their company in other safe haven countries and just abandon everything that's left.
Right.
That's there.
No, and because
So
of all
because
this,
they are,
I'm
they're
really-
building.
I'm really considering switching platforms, like going to with Autel.
It's still
But
Chinese.
they could do the same thing to Autel.
Chinese.
So I would agree with the folks that are going, oh, why is it only DJI? Well, there's a reason, because DJI is obviously working with the Chinese military, and China doesn't have a problem with picking winners and losers, and they like only having one winner. You want to know why Autel probably hasn't grown and gotten big? Because DJI is working with the Chinese military, and the Chinese military is making sure that they have the supply chain and they get what they need.
Yeah, look at this. This is an American company, okay? $25,000. Now, why? All I have to ask you is why. It's obviously, you guys, if you don't know your products, that puck on top is obviously part of the Here link. Hey, you can actually see my cursor. Those
We
pucks
can.
are part of Here link. It's running open source Autel software. It's made out of Inspire 1 parts with the straight tubes, 22 millimeter tubes, just double engines on each side. So why is it $25,000? And this is the thing with American companies. They're screwing the living shit out of us. Now, what do you do with all your cameras?
So
Look at the size of the batteries.
Jeez.
here's the other evaluation from a security standpoint from the military and how they look at drones, and that would be drones from anybody outside the U.S. So the batteries are all smart batteries, right? So how hard would it be to change the software and take a drone in, land on top of a transformer at a substation, and overheat the battery and start a fire and blow the substation up? Or do the same thing at a oil pipeline or something like that at infrastructure.
Well,
Wouldn't be
And then
freaking hard to do at all. Nor would it.
And
the
then guess who
code
would
be
take the
hard
heat
to
for
do.
that? But then guess who would take the heat for that? The pilot would. They probably wouldn't even have any idea that they did it.
Hey, Jim, I got to
So-
roll out. Head to work. I'll see you guys.
All right, buddy.
Hey,
So-
Ron.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ron. If you need a place on the 29th, you're good here.
Okay. If you don't see me, I'll be in a snowdrift in Yellowstone somewhere.
All right. Well, let me know. Send me a
Okay,
text.
it'd be warmer there than it will be in Fargo. So
It probably will be.
it'd be like vacation time to put the swimsuit on and
Like going
in
to Florida or
Yellowstone.
something.
Hey, Ron, I
Yeah.
definitely want to hear from you when you're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I might
Be
try
safe on that trip.
to Thursday or Friday night. I don't know if Matt's doing a live stream, but I might try to join in from the hot springs.
Even if we do a private stream or something like we usually do off hours,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Well, just Ron,
Have
make sure
fun
you
in
let me know if
Yellowstone.
you're coming or not. Okay.
All right, man. We'll do, buddy.
All right. Take care, pal.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, so now it's saying $100 down. Remember when we went to this last time? It was $1,000 down. Well, wasn't it $5,000 down? Yeah, look at the Prism, $26,000, and the Sky Coaxial XB is $29,000. There is absolutely no reason for those prices. I'm telling you right now.
And Jim,
Yeah,
to sort of follow up on this conversation, there was an article recently that showed that Apple literally signed a $250 billion contract with the Chinese government so that the Chinese government wouldn't take them apart over there. So that's how much freaking power the government has over any business. And in this case, that's an American business that they basically told, here's what you're going to do. So what do you think little old DJI is going to do if Apple is going to sign a contract for $250 billion?
This is what they're worried about. DJI Drones for the past 7 years, and it's been 7 years because they came out with the Phantom 4 in 2015, okay? Have been surveillance technology on board these systems are collecting vast amounts of sensitive data, everything from high-resolution images to critical infrastructure.
Yeah, but
what about Google Maps? I understand you can't get that close in with Google Maps.
But to be fair to the other side of this argument, right? Are they uploading that today? No, right? No. They've gone through the software and looked at it.
They've got local data mode and all that. Yeah.
But the security risk is that the Chinese government can come in and literally tell them to do that, and they cannot say no, and that's the security risk.
That is true.
And that's the piece that all the people that are the DJI fanboys seem to fail to miss, is that DJI, even though they're a company in China, there are no companies in China that do not bow down to the Chinese government and do exactly what they tell them to do, including American companies that are over there.
Well, it's known too that American companies have to have a liaison from the Chinese government for every business that's
there's a reason
there.
There's a reason Google pulled out
with their wing. Yeah, with their wing system.
Yeah. So that's the security risk. To hell with. I like my DJI drone. I like the DJI drones too. Do I think DJI as a company is out to screw the people that are buying their drones? Hell no. Of course not.
Well, half their market is the U.S.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, do you think do I think they're intentionally? No, I don't. But the security risk is the way that things work over there.
There is so much going on in this drone world that has nothing to do with us. That
100%.
It is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of, let's say, look at Parratt. Look at Skydio. They went all enterprise to get government contracts and shit. They're not playing with us anymore. Yeah, we were fast money.
You know what one of the features of the 6th gen fighters are, right? Drone swarms. No. Being able to launch drone swarms off the fighter.
And they do that now.
Yeah, but that's going to be a property of the 6th gen fighters, is drone swarms and launching drone swarms. So the security risk is real.
How come you never hear about that Intel drone anymore? I mean, whatever happened to that thing?
You know where they got those prices for those drones that you were talking about, Jim? Is because they're not selling to guys that are shooting real estate and doing mapping and stuff.
You can't. The government. Everything to the government is overpriced.
Absolutely. You can't shoot real estate with these drones. It's too much money.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not selling to people like Dono. They're not selling to people like us. They're selling to big ass corporations that will pay $25,000 for a drone and not think twice about it. And in 2 years, spend the same exact amount of money on another one.
Yeah, look, Queensland, Australia. This is how they're going to be delivering through VTOLs.
And keep in mind, DJI last year made that change where they're selling their enterprise stuff direct. They literally put a knife in the back of their resellers.
Yes, they did.
Literally put a knife in, literally stabbed them in the back and started selling direct.
Like, I'll give you, for instance, I got mine from Rocky Mountain. I got mine from Rocky Mountain Unmanned Systems. and now they're bigger with Autel than they are with DJI.
Why would you, if you were a reseller, why the hell would you want to compete against the guys providing you the drone? Basically, the only thing you're left with from a market share is training, education and training as part of the sale.
Yeah.
That's the only thing DJI can't come in and take away from you.
Now, DJI went and did that local data mode, and they've had other companies, I don't remember the name, test them to see that their drones are not giving away information anymore. Or from this point, let's just say that. How many times has the U.S. been mapped already by people like us?
Oh, a bazillion times over. Go look at Google Maps.
Yeah.
Google has had the government come in and tell them to blur certain parts of the things that are on their maps for security reasons. So
I just bid a job on droners.io. I don't know if you guys ever did that.
Yeah.
It's something I kind of dabbled with. I'm not even 100% sold on it yet, but I'm just trying to break in and see if I can find some. There's not a lot up in North Dakota.
Everything says no editing needed. Just a few shots, $40, $80.
This one that I bid, I mean, the budget on it was like $200 or something. And I'm like, you know what? They wanted like 600 videos of towers, power lines in agricultural areas. And I bid them $500 a day plus all expenses.
Yeah.
And the guy responded back. He's like, yeah, that sounds good, and blah, blah, blah. So I said, well, where do you want me to start, and when do you want me to start? And now I'm waiting for a reply, and I think he will reply back, but I'm just waiting. But this is like the first time I've dealt with droners, and I just hearing all this DJI garbage about capturing video of this, that, or the other, I'm starting to think in my head, they want all our tower infrastructure videotaped and whatnot, and they're the only way to get it done. So I'm not sure if I even want to take the damn job or not.
So you know why Huawei got banned, right, from the U.S.
Who?
Huawei with the 5G.
With the 5G.
They were getting
because they did not want Chinese manufactured 5G technology being in our infrastructure, essentially with them having the ability to spy on anything that was running around our infrastructure. That's literally why they got banned.
Have you guys done anything with droners?
Yeah, I have.
And I know that they lowball the shit out of you. I get that. I don't even, whenever I bid 3 jobs, and those 3 jobs I've never bid what they asked for. I've always bid what I think I'm worth.
Right. I start at $250 an hour.
And I started at $300 per job.
If they don't like it, then they don't take it, but that's their problem.
But
I'm sorry, Mike.
All right.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys.
Jim, have you gotten any gigs from them? Have you done any?
I've had. Here's the thing. I'm going to pull up my email. I want to show you. Okay, I bid the job for $250. The guy's requesting me and wanting to pay $80. What part of this? Droners.io is saying this guy is requesting you.
Right. I've had that too.
But they only want to pay $80.
I know. And I got one person requested me, and they wanted to pay me just this asshole piddly amount of money. And I said, I'll do it for $350 a day.
Here's one. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, okay, here's some bullshit. Now, I've got, you know how much I've got invested in the drones, okay? So I won't bring it up.
This is why I fly, just for fun.
There's the email right there. Everything says no editing needed. We just need the footage and the pictures. See this? We need footage and pictures. That's all. They try and make it sound so easy. Oh, it's paying $200. I've got some of them where they want you to use their software, their drone deploy or whatever, and take your drone and let it go fly their planned mission. That's not happening in this lifetime with my drone. You know what I'm saying? And you're not paying me $200 for.
Well, yeah, and with the drone deploy,
Well-
they can export the mission so that you could import it into whatever you
I don't-
use to
no,
do your
then-
drone.
That's not happening. You're not pre-programming my drone. I'm sorry. Maybe yours, but not mine.
Yeah, I don't have a matrice, so
That
no,
job
not
that
mine
I-
either.
The job that I bid where they wanted all these power lines and towers and all in agricultural areas of North Dakota.
You know how much that's worth? Thousands.
They didn't specify at all any flight plans or not. They're just like, we just need this video. We just want you to do it. You do it however you think you need to do it. And they only wanted to do like $180
Oh,
per day or something. And my bid was $500 per day, $35 per video, $15 per picture, and all the expenses, mileage, motels, food, whatever I would need for the drone, SD cards or whatever. And they've not said no. It's still hanging out there. I just getting the word to go, but we'll see what happens. He keeps messaging me back and asking for different information and stuff, and they've not yet said no. So,
I
What do
like-
they want to use that footage for?
they don't say. I don't
Okay.
know. And that's one of the flags that pops up. I don't know what they want it for, but they want it. And I'll tell you what, I personally own a farm with my brothers, and fuck, I'll go fly my own farm and give them all that shit because I've already flown it all, you know.
Right.
So
see,
and I
here's the
know
one I was
all
talking
the
about.
farmers around North Dakota. I can fly all sorts of farms.
Hey, did you see those?
See here, Kelly, it says that you've been requested.
Yeah, I've gotten one of those too. I got one of those for out of Fargo for a flight job in Fargo, and I bid that one for $350 plus all expenses, and I've not heard back from them.
Well, I bid $250, and look how much it says here.
Yeah.
$80.
I want to say when the one that I got requested, they wanted it was like $120. Well, shit, I can't even hardly get to Fargo for $120.
Hey, Jim, see what Coast to Coast said?
you're really encouraging everybody to get their Part 107, huh? So that you can
Right?
make no money with it.
Just make no money.
Exactly.
If you're doing real estate for $80, you're gonna go broke.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I call this my side gig. You know?
Yeah.
So
He posted that link, Jim. Did you see what he said in there? Yeah, right there.
For the eVTOL that they're coming out with in August. I'll go to the link. I mean, I have to shut down my email now.
So it's
But yeah, I
rumored to be
get-
the 4G dongle.
Oh, the U.S.
They
isn't
have
going to
that
let
for
the
the
4G.
M3. They have that
come
for the
through.
M3. Yeah, they
Yes.
have that for the M3.
Yes,
In
but
fact-
it's
but
not available in the United States.
Right. Robbie from World Drone Community,
Or you could just
who's
look where I
over
put
who's
it,
over in
posted it.
who's over in Thailand, said that they're going to be able to get the 4G link over there for the M3.
Yeah, but it won't be done
Okay,
here.
Yeah, but it
because
won't be done here because of the
beats
whole beyond visual line
beyond visual
of sight
line of sight and remote ID.
stuff. Yeah.
Right. Not. I doubt they would allow that by law for that dongle to work in the U.S.
Right.
somehow.
So there's a filing for what? You're not telling us what it is.
I don't know about you, but how many times have you guys had your cell phone drop? That might not be such a good thing if the thing trying to talk to the cell phone is a drone.
Port 15 spread spectrum transmitter. Oh, it's the DJI remote, DJI Pro, RC Pro for the Mavic 3 drone. That's what this is. Their enterprise, which will actually have 33 dBi of FCC power.
hey, who
Now, do you
here's
think they
got
called it the What? You cut out, Kelly. What'd you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just curious. Who here has gotten the Mavic 3?
I don't have any reason for it. I own full frame of Micro Four Thirds cameras.
I mean, he's got the Matrice 210. Why the hell would you want the Mavic 3 when you have something that's got a better camera on it? So, really, you want to pay $3,000 for less quality? That would make.
Just wondering now that the Mavic 3's been out for a little while, how many people are kind of thinking this was the best thing since sliced bread, or are they thinking this was garbage?
I think the jury's
This has got to
still
be
out.
their most.
You know, I'm one of those people.
They're most controversial.
Like I was thinking about getting the Mavic 3, but it's wintertime up in there. I'm like, why bother with it till springtime? And also, I got the sense they're not selling the way DJI is used to.
I kind of feel the same way as you do.
Right.
Hey, Mike, I got the answer to that.
Lower the price.
My local Best Buy had 2 of them in stock for the longest time. They're finally down to 1, and it's still sitting there.
Yeah.
So I can pretty well tell you, it ain't selling anywhere near like anything else has ever sold.
Right.
The
If they
big
drop
problem was
the
that-
price $500,
Then it would have sold.
across the board, it might sell, but it's too much of a jump.
They want
Look,
$5,000.
got one.
They want $5,000 for the SIN version with the 1 terabyte SSD chip in it, and it takes an hour to download.
Yeah.
A terabyte.
And that's the problem. The freaking Evolve, because it has that CFast card in it, is a far better from a workflow perspective. Than the M3 Cine is, hands down.
Well, you know, one of the worst things they did too is they released it with a controller, one that didn't even match the color of the drone, and 2, it was OcuSync 3, not the 3 Plus.
Right, it's a 27 dB drone
So
controller.
it's like they were just using leftover controllers because.
So interesting you bring that up, because I actually have a theory about that as to why they did that. And I think because they've been put on the entity list, trying to develop something terribly new and acquiring that technology, because they're on the entity list now. Acquiring new technology has got to be a little hard for them from getting anything from the US, like the Texas Instruments chips that are part of their controllers. And so I think they wound up using that same controller because they are on the entity list, and so they could still acquire those because of the contracts and stuff that they had in place. So
the thing is,
I was laughing that up.
So I think the fact that they used that controller off the Air 2S and obviously the Mini 2 is a little bit of a tip off to the challenge that they're having acquiring new technology. And to be fair, look at the RC Pro. Is that RC Pro anything other than just a faster processor?
No,
for the most part.
It's still a 5.5.
It's still 5.5. It's still 1,000 nits. It's still all that stuff. So that tells me that's another sign that they're having some challenges acquiring new technology because of being put on the entity list. I think that's how they wound up with some of what we wound up with.
I think DJI is just expecting all the American lemmings to just run and buy everything off the shelf like we've done in the past.
And we've done it, yeah.
And that is obvious that it's not happening this time.
Right. Yeah, somewhere it hit a point, people getting pissed off about it not being ready and all that. Well, you knew that up front, so that updates were coming. But like you said, chipping out on the smart control or the regular controller, same color as the old one, same hardware, no changes. That's kind of a slap in the face when you're spending, $3,000 for the Fly More combo.
Yeah, exactly.
So
hello, even the Autel that everybody laughs at comes with a little LCD screen on the remote controller that came with the Evolve, the Evolve 1, right?
Well, nobody laughs at it because at least it's of decent quality. They're just saying that it's oversaturating is all the problem I heard. was
Yeah,
oversaturated.
But
colors.
you know, anything sort of with these drone cameras that has anything to do with color, I
Yeah.
almost go, who the hell cares? Because you can do whatever the freaking hell you want. in
D-log it
post,
and color it
in,
yourself.
in post and color it any way you want. Color
Right.
is personal choice for the most part. So
Yes.
it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, one half dozen the other. Do you like that color? Don't you like that color? You know, if I go to Walmart and if my wife goes to Walmart, and how many colors of freaking lipstick are on the freaking thing,
I
right?
know,
Everybody
it's
everybody has
ridiculous.
their own flavor of color that they like.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I've
thinking.
already said.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm thinking about getting the Mavic 3 to answer your question, Kelly. But you know, I'm doing a wait and see type of thing on it and see if like they'll drop the price. Plus, I wanted to get the smart controller with it, or the RC Pro, whatever they call it now.
And that's $5,000 combo.
Right, and I'm not going to spend $5,000 on. So I would buy it separately, but they're supposed to be repackaging it with the regular drone, supposedly.
That was supposed to happen this week, right? It was.
I don't know.
December 20th that quote unquote they were going to start repackaging the M3 with it, and that hasn't happened yet this week.
Yeah.
So
Well,
when
this
that
is-
the
well,
original
probably.
announcement came out, this week was the week that was supposed to start happening.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing: is how often do they actually drop their prices? DJI is pretty consistent. There's drones that are 5 years old.
If it doesn't
drones-
sell, it won't. They'll drop it.
But there's drones that are 5 years old that are still the same price.
Right,
So
it's true.
there's one other thing that people sort of need to sort of rattle around in their thinking, and especially somebody like Mike who's like, okay, I'm going to wait till spring. You know, that leaked roadmap, right, showed the Mavic 3S in 2020, early in 2023.
Well, they said the
And
firmware is
one
not
of-
coming out till February.
And one of the things that supposedly, at least that was on that leak, I would guess that it's probably true, is so that 7X telephoto right now is on a 1/2-inch sensor, right?
Yeah.
So the 3S is rumored to be on a 1-inch sensor, which would actually make it usable in low light, which is my problem with the Mavic 3.
Right.
That telephoto is freaking useless for my use case of shooting rockets during nighttime launches, right?
Right. Thing is, there's always going to be another drone.
Yeah, no,
you know,
agreed.
and that kind of
Agreed.
thing. So it's the next thing. It's just like, but I want it to be like a 2-3 year cycle, at least for me personally. And
My pet peeve is the batteries. Stop cutting us off when you want to put out a new
Right.
drone.
But
Buying
Mike,
batteries.
don't you think we're going to get into like the Apple world where you always wait for the S version, right? 'Cause
Right.
The 13 is all, you know, the Mavic 3 is sort of that base model. So wait to the 3S because the 3S will be the actual decent version of that one
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
looks a lot like we may be going into that type
But
of cycle.
but it's like we said before too. The Mavic 3, it almost feels like that's the drone to where it showed that DJI was hitting a plateau, to where there's really not a whole lot of new technology to shove in a drone that size.
They rushed that one out. Now they could have used the full sensor, the full Sony sensor,
Rushed?
and put a fan
It's been
on
how
it.
many years since the 2 Pro? I don't think they were.
Well, then why'd you put a 1/2-inch digital zoom camera on top of it? I don't understand it. It's still just a 20 megapixel camera.
Half-assed idea that wasn't complete.
When it
they're
could have
not
been more.
they're not the first ones to release a half-assed idea that wasn't finished when they released the product. So that's why that's probably one more reason, knowing that the quote unquote a 3S will probably show up
Right.
in 2023, which makes sense because that's after the remote ID.
Right,
You know,
or
in
the-
2022 they have to do remote ID, so that would be the first one after they have to do the remote ID. So honestly, if I was going to spend that kind of money, I'd probably just sit with what I have and wait till 2023, and you know that it has remote ID on it, and then invest your money at that point.
Yeah, that is a little bit of an unknown with the.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
Plus, the fact that they only call it the Mavic 3 and not the Mavic 3 Pro.
Pro,
Yep,
yeah.
Just name it Pro. Everything's named Pro now.
Yeah, right.
Or be-
the thing is
There's
that
lots of little red flags, isn't there, Mike?
it also it all depends on what you're going to use it for.
Right.
You know, like if you're Kelly and you're used to good camera quality and all that crap, you're not going to use that drone. You're more apt to use an X5S or an X7. But I'm worried about because they put an X9 on that Ronin, which is the old Osmo. Remember we used to hold the Osmo like this? And now they've got that Ronin 9 with the X9 camera on it that sits and has the same Z-arm as the original Osmo. That Z-arm and all that.
So, you know, Marcus Crawford, Idaho Quadcopter, you know, one of his comments is, and he's gotten the M3. I think he ordered it. He's normally got one of the smaller ones, but you know, one of his comments was, what does any of that make a difference when I'm always flying at noon in the sunshine? What the hell does the difference make whether I have a 1/2 inch, a 1 inch, or a 4/3 inch, or a full frame freaking camera that is stuck on this drone and flying it? And the answer is not much.
And because you're not changing lenses or any of that stuff.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time you've got what Stevie here, Capture Life Connection, is saying with DJI. Normally people rush out to get DJI's products, but this is the first time. Look, I'm in no rush. I'll get the M3 when I need it.
Yeah.
I'll be patient, wait and see what happens with the software.
Like I said, this has probably been their most controversial release because it's really like half and half. I see so many arguments on these Facebook groups of people arguing over this thing. Like,
I mean, if people like it, great, good, knock yourself out.
Right.
You know, it just, you know, like Stevie. Stevie does a lot of photography versus just videos.
Yeah.
And I like to do photos as well. So I like the bigger sensor for that purpose, that kind of thing. The zoom is a gimmick.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, the zoom is a complete gimmick on this.
It could come in handy for a little nature stuff, but only at 7x zoom and only in good light.
You know what makes me mad, Mike, about this is, you know, Autel with the Evo 2 really sort of tipped off the market to interchangeable cameras, right? So why the hell did they feel the need to stick 2 cameras on one and instead of going, okay, it's going to come standard with a 4/3 whatever standard, but you can also buy this super telephoto that is a 4/3 sensor sitting on top of it that is only telephoto camera that you can, you know, replace and change and put on this dumb thing instead of a half-assed thing that is.
See, I agree with Robert Glacier. You know, like even iPhones, Samsungs, all the phone industry, every time 100%. They come out with a new phone, it's so minute of an 100%. Upgrade.
I've been wondering really for a while when drones were going to hit this mark, hit this. I
think they've hit it.
Yeah, 100%. I would agree that they've hit it. You know, PCs hit it, what, 7, 8, 9 years ago. Phones have hit it probably 4 or 5 years ago. That's when you started seeing everybody going, gee, I don't need to buy the next one, right? I don't need these 2-year contracts, which is when all of the phone providers stopped tying the phone to the contract kind of thing. Because everybody started, because of the price of them, everybody wants them to last at least a couple of generations now, right?
Right.
You're not going to go from the 12 to the 13 to the 14 to the 15. You're going to go from the 12 to maybe the 14 or the 15. You're going to hang on to that thing for a while longer.
You run out and you buy a Sony A63 or A6400. Sure. You've got a camera for years.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got all kinds of lens opportunities you can change with it and all that. And with these drones, they're so limiting. Like, okay, tell me why you've got a micro 4/3 camera that only does 20 megapixels and it's not 5.4K, like your X5S camera that does 21 megapixels and 5.4K. So you're dumbing down the Sony sensor? That's what went through my head.
You would have thought the Mavic 3 would have came out with 6 or 8K on it.
Remember when the original Mavic 2 Pro came out and people were bitching about line skipping and it being because the 1-inch sensor was creating so much heat, they had to do that. You telling me they fixed the problem with a micro 4/3 size camera lens, but there's no fan on it? How did you do that?
Well, I really thought they were going to compete with Autel as far as getting up in the 6 and 8K
6K
with the Mavic 3, because it's like you're pretty much that camera shooting the same as their 2S as far as
a lot of people
the
did.
5K.
Which
Yeah,
holds the question is, why didn't they?
I know.
No.
And going back to my comment that Marcus was making, if you look at where would the 4/3 make a difference over the 1 inch? And
Photos.
the answer to that is low light. Theoretically, should be low light, right?
And their
That is pretty
photos are
much the
12-bit.
only
Their photos are 12-bit raw photos.
Yeah.
So it's a good photographic camera.
And the flight time, I got to say, that's the one
100%
jump that the
battery,
thing
yeah.
made,
But you know what about that, Mike? They could just as easily, they could have built that same battery for the Mavic 2 Pro.
Well, oh, yeah, right. I mean,
Easily.
They
right?
could have done
It's
it for
it's just more wattage in the battery. They could have freaking put more wattage in the battery, gave you a battery that would fit in the Mavic 2 Pro that would give you more flight time.
Yeah, they added an extra cell on it.
Yeah.
well, it's like
But this
Apple.
is-
Remember they came out with the
Yeah, Bob.
iPod way back when, the iPod you play music on.
Yeah.
You knew when they sold that they had the second one on the drawing board already, and that's what
Right.
DJI is playing us the same way.
And,
see, everybody-
and here's the other thing to Justin's question that he asked. So, we've obviously seen all these comparison videos between the Mavic 3, the Evo, and the Air 2S, right? And can anybody tell me that, sure, the Mavic 3 in some cases is a little bit better, but can you tell me that it just flat out stomps all over those other two? And the answer is no.
No.
They're all within relative range of each other. Is a little bit better, maybe, but for $3,000 freaking dollars to get just a smidge better, yeah, for a hobbyist, is that even freaking worth spending that kind of money?
But you know what's so funny? I always hear people say, "Oh, the flight time, they got more flight time." But then you hear 90% of pilots saying on live shows and in the chats and everything else saying, I go out flying, I usually don't fly more than 20 minutes. And then
Dude,
I'm done for the day.
The
It's like, why do you care about 40-minute flight time?
I got a half hour with the Matrice, and that's a long time.
Tell me what happens as a pilot when you fly that long. What starts happening?
You get
Your
first of
brain
all-
gets
Yeah.
mushy. You get slow on the controls. You don't react as fast. You
Absolutely.
really need to set that damn thing down and take a break, because you're not functioning as well as you were the first 5 minutes that you took off from the freaking ground. So a 40-minute flight time, if you fly that thing for 40 minutes, by the time you get into 40 minutes, you're probably not nearly as good a pilot as you were when you took off.
And
The only thing with the flight time for me is, because of my situation, changing batteries in the field can be a hassle for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah.
so I could get, 2 stops out of one battery theoretically with the drone, and not even have to set up a table because, of my disability. That's the only thing. Otherwise, the Mavic 2 Pro, that camera is all I freaking need.
And that's true for
Awesome.
the guys that shoot real estate, right?
Well,
Because they'll go in, they'll fly for 10 minutes, right? So they can go fly multiple jobs without having to recharge that battery. So I get it. There's definitely advantages to
we're talking
having
more
a battery that can
recreational
do
pilots that are. Yeah, but we're talking mostly recreational pilots that are flying 5-6 minute videos for YouTube and Facebook.
25, 30
and they
minutes
do that
is
once or
plenty of
twice a
time.
week.
Yeah, 25, 30 minutes.
But that's
is
what I'm
plenty of
saying.
time.
And I'll say this, and I've said it a million times: if you're doing social media, there is no reason to get anything more than the Air 2S. There really
Or the
is.
Mavic 2
Stay
Pro.
with Air 2S.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Even
Yeah.
but I'm
Quality
saying,
wise.
like, if you're going to buy a new drone, one of the newest of the 4, including the SE, the Mini 2, the Air 2, and the Air 2S, you don't need to go out of those 4. If you're doing just YouTube videos, you really don't. You're wasting your money at that point, and you're just trying to be the cool kid on the block with the $5,000 drone.
Right.
bottom
Yeah.
line,
Air 2S
one
is
inch,
a good bargain,
a 1-inch sensor, be it the Air 2S, be it the Evo 2 Pro, be it the the Autel Light Plus, which is going to have the 1-inch sensor on. The 1-inch sensor is enough. The 4/3 doesn't look like any gigantic leap forward.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Stevie. I wind up shooting with that half-hour time. I wind up shooting more than I would have, excessive amount of 128 gigabyte cards, because just like you said, you know what? Let me try it with this lens. Let me try it with that lens. Let me see how this is going to come out.
Jim, what do you
But like,
find?
I agree with Steve. I agree
What?
with Stevie on that.
Yeah.
And
You got
what I'm
more
saying
time?
is, I agree with him on that. But I'm almost betting that only 2 or 3 out of every 10 pilots are actually looking for that. Most people will go out and shoot a 6 to 10 minute video, and then they go home for the day.
Yeah.
But they'll buy 7 batteries for their Air 2. You know what I'm saying? And charge every one of them up before they leave, but then they'll only use one.
Hobbyists versus people making money off from it is
Yeah,
a world
it's
of
completely
difference,
different.
right? And their requirements. So for the
Like
guys
Dre,
making
he'll
money,
tell you.
well, of course they want the longer flight time.
Right.
Right.
Or
Jim,
like
what
Mike,
about-
where it's a pain in the butt to change the battery.
Steve's a
What,
true
Kelly?
photographer, though, So
Right.
I could see, he likes to set up, like he was talking about, setting up the shot and all that stuff, or even 5 more minutes and waiting for the right lighting can make a difference for a photographer. Most people are just making YouTube videos, 2 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
But the funny part of that is, though, is they could have gave a bigger battery that went into the Mavic 2 Pro, right? There's better battery technology. They could have given us a battery that gave, and I know they did, wind tunnel tests and things like that to help. But hello, they added an extra cell. I'm sure they could have figured out how to do that and make the battery fit in the Mavic 2 Pro and gave us longer flight time on that same drone.
Yeah, because the Mavic 3 weighs less than the Mavic 2.
So,
Right.
So, yeah.
Who were we watching flying there, Jim? Or you muted yourself?
Honestly, Bob Casey said, he was talking
I
about
don't
how
know why it does it.
he's going
There you
back to
are, you're back.
recording in 2.7K. Bob, if you're uploading to YouTube, you don't need to do more than 1080-60. That looks amazing on YouTube.
Right.
You really don't. It's faster to upload, way faster to upload a 1080-60 video. And you don't have to, use as much memory and stuff doing 2 and 4K videos. I mean, it's kind of a waste of time if you're just doing some good
It'd
YouTube
take less
videos.
time processing it too.
Right.
That was Marcel's
Like me,
off-axis video,
Gotcha.
off-axis FPV.
I
That
started
he was
up-
running the Nemesis camera, because I noticed none of it was breaking up. So that must be digital. And he
I
shot in
started uploading
4x3.
all my videos.
See there?
Yeah, I started doing all my videos in 1060 because it's just easier and faster than doing them.
Anyways,
in
Justin,
4K
I think
or
you
2,
asked. I
2.7.
think you asked the correct question, and that is, I think we have finally reached that plateau with drones, where until they do something radical with the sensors, like that article that Jim posted, where Sony's going to double the low light kind of thing, or they're going to use an RYYB, which is, it's funny that our Autel is going to use a newer sensor technology before DJI, because they're using that RYYB.
DJI has been using the YUV ever since they started.
But I think DJI has gotten comfortable owning, 70% or 80% of the market. Then now that all these other companies are starting to make better drones, I think they've gotten lazy, is what it is too.
Well,
Hey, Justin,
they're
you want
looking
a
at the
perfect
American
example?
market, looking at the American prices, and they're saying that those Americans will buy our drones before they buy that $25,000 drone.
You want a perfectly good example of that, Justin? Look at Microsoft with Internet Explorer 6, right? They hit 6, they crushed Netflix, and then basically did nothing. And then that's when Chrome and the rest of them literally blew by them. And, you know, maybe that's what's going to happen to DJI. Maybe some of these other guys will eventually blow by them, kind of thing.
Yeah, but Jim, like you're talking about a $25,000 drone, but I'm talking about you can go get an Autel Nano for $600-700, and it's actually better than the Mini 2 in some senses because it has full wraparound sensors.
No, I was merely talking about getting away from Chinese.
I was just talking about competition wise.
I think the USA drone makers are scalping us. I absolutely do. Everything.
They're not into a
Sorry to
recreational
interrupt
flyer.
you guys, but I'm gonna have to sign off. Marcel, thanks, man. I'm gonna look you up on YouTube.
Kelly.
Great visiting with you guys tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
You too,
coming
Kelly.
on, Kelly.
Merry
Have a good
Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas.
And Justin is right. You know, the reality is they're not building consumer. They're building towards business and government.
Mhm.
And everything that's in that world is a hell of a lot more expensive.
Why do you think Skydio doesn't have 15 different types of drones to buy? Because most of their business is the U.S. military.
Hello,
They
look
went-
at it. Look at
they
Anafi.
went-
Look at Parratt. What did
Parratt-
they do?
Right.
Same
They
thing.
completely abandoned the consumer and went completely government, and they're probably making more money. So,
Oh yeah.
why the hell wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Hey, Bob, that's because that 4K is intensive on your processor and your
Mhm.
GPU if you have one. I don't know if you're all integrated like Justin, or if you've got an NVIDIA that's called discrete. If it's all on one chip, CPU and graphics, then it's
Integrated. is what
Integrated.
With integrated,
and that's not going to work with 4K footage.
But like I said, he doesn't really. I would recommend just doing your videos in 1080-60 because 90% of people are watching YouTube on their phones and tablets. They're not watching it on an 80-inch TV.
You can shoot it in 4K
Right.
and then render it at
Right.
1080p 60.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So he can render it down because, like I said, 90% of people aren't watching YouTube on an 80 or 70-inch TV.
Right.
They're watching
it
it
on
on
the
their
phone.
phones and tablets. And they're
Yeah.
laying in bed or they're on their toilet or whatever.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that is correct. If you look at one of your analytics on YouTube will tell you what people watched it on. 50% watched on a tablet, that kind of thing. And I'll tell you something we were talking about phones. Well, we had a discussion, Justin and I, with Mel. We were talking about the phones and the carrier Mel makes to hold the phones. When you're talking about the 3.5 diameter, width of this thing, you cannot see. Like Dennis Nacho Rising was at my house. He was down the block. While I was up in the air with my Mavic 2 Pro live streaming on a Saturday morning, Mike, and he's sitting there doing a live stream half a mile away from my house saying, "Oh, Jim's not out yet. He's not out and flying yet." He couldn't see me on his iPro phone,
Hey,
his
Jim,
iOS
Okay.
phone.
explain that to Bob, though. Yes, about the cell phones with 4K because you're a little bit more technical with that. Because it doesn't give you true 4K because it expands it, right? Or something or another.
Like this phone doesn't do 4K, true 4K.
They're
Well,
all
like you can-
weird, depending on the
Different
size of the
sizes.
screens. They're
Yeah.
all weird formats.
Well, like I can do 4K on my iPhone, but then it expands the video out
Yeah, me too.
like to the complete edges until you zoom in.
You can pinch it out.
Yeah, just as an example, I have a Samsung 49-inch super ultra wide, and that's like a 32:9 proportion. And that's the thing with the phone screens. You get into some really weird proportional distribution of the screen sizes of
Right.
what they are.
Well,
and it's
yeah,
like
but what I'm
weird.
saying is 1080-60 on the screen on a phone or tablet screen, though,
We'll
is
work on
look
all of
plenty.
them.
It's plenty pixels to where it's going to look super.
Yeah,
crisp and
100%.
clean.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Only time I might come in handy is if you're editing and you want a digital zoom in on something, you still got 1080
Room.
quality
Yeah,
with the 4K.
right.
Well,
You know,
isn't it
probably the only
4K?
place that makes any sense is sort of like the mini tablets and above.
Well,
For
no,
4K,
like
for
Mike
4K.
just said, if you shoot it in 4K, and then and you're gonna, oh my
Render it.
God, you're gonna
Right.
render it in 1080.
1080. Yeah.
You have room to actually zoom in on the photo and do that vertigo
Sure,
effect
yeah.
and all that,
Yeah.
because you shot it wider than you're
Right.
putting it
Right.
on YouTube at.
That's
Like
why
my
the Black
phone's-
Magic is 12K. That's why Black Magic released that 12K so that all the Hollywood guys could shoot in 8K, right? For
Yeah,
the same reason.
I mean, come on. I don't think any of us are really going to go to 8K for the next 15 years. There's no point.
120 inches and up. I have a home theater in the projector world, and 8K makes zero difference in the screen door effect on the screen until you get at 120 inches or bigger.
What phone
Up
you
until
got, Jim?
then, say
He
again.
says his phone. Jim says his phone films in 8K.
Oh,
Well,
sure.
yeah, the iPhone 10s do 4K 60 frames, but
Yeah, the
what I'm saying,
iPhone,
though-
the iPhone to do 8K. The new iPhones, I think, do 8K. And I
That's-
think maybe the Pixel 6.
Oh, the
from
Samsung
Google.
S21. That's
Right.
crazy.
The new iPhones have do the ProRes, the iPhone
that too.
Pro.
Yeah.
But it also eats your space up, just like with the M3.
They're huge files. Now, don't forget, there's MPEG 422 and there's ProRes 422. So both sides of the fence can get it. You don't have to be an Apple user to shoot
What's
422
interesting
quality.
to me, Jim, is the Evolve, right? Which obviously you've looked into as well. One of the things that the Evolve did better than the M3 is that the Evolve gave you 3 versions of the ProRes.
Yes.
Where DJI
Yes.
only gave you the high end, and the Evolve gives you the other 2, sort of the medium and the lower end version of the ProRes, so that you don't have as big of files. So you sort of
No,
have
they
an
did.
option.
They only give you 422 HQ on the Mavic 3.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The Mavic 3 only gave you the HQ, the high quality one, and the
At
Evolve gives
422,
you that one and the other 2, which are downgrade, so you get a smaller file size, which seems interesting for a drone that costs less than the Mavic 3 Sony.
Don't forget, if you're going to color it, you're shooting in D-Log anyway, and they all shoot 10-bit D-Log.
Sure.
So your Air 2S, your Mavic 2 Pro, your even the M3 all shoot 10-bit D-Log, and you're
Here's-
going to sit there and color it from there.
Yeah, here's the frustrating part to me, and I made a comment on the Drone Nation Facebook to this. When you stop and think about this, right? Our newest drone, obviously the M3, at least in the consumer market, right, is
Yeah.
the Micro Four Thirds. You know, the last great Micro Four Thirds camera, which was the Panasonic GH5,
Right.
was 2017. So, you know, a brand new drone, quote unquote, oh, here's the new fancy thing, is using a sensor that is more than 4 years old. This is what drives me crazy about the entire drone market and going, oh, this is so high tech. Hell no, it's not high tech. They're using off the shelf leftover crap from everybody else to build the fucking drone with.
Well, that's
I
what we
live in
said
the
when
ice- I
Skydio
live in-
came out. It was still using the Phantom
bleeding
Force
edge
sensor.
I live in the bleeding edge high tech, and I look at this crap and just shake my head every day and go, they're just acquiring an acquisition. They're acquiring the shit that has quit being used that people are trying to unload, and that's why they can build them for what they build them for.
Sony will always have chips. We'll always have sensors
but
for
you
you.
look at those sensors, and those sensors are from like hell. They probably built them 6 or 7 years ago for the sensors that are being used in them.
How long you been there, Matt?
In half hour, mate.
Hey, it was
Did you get my
an
message,
hour. I thought he was in there for an hour, but you know he wanted all that. He wanted all those prawns, not the shrimp, the prawns, because he's from Australia. They only eat prawns down there. They don't eat shrimp.
Matt,
We
you were one of the guys who shoots in 4K and delivers in 1080 because it's crisper, right? Or have I got that reversed?
No, that's reversed, mate. Yeah, I shoot in, obviously because of the Spark, I was in 1080 all the time, and I always upscale to 4K and up the bitrate as well on the Spark.
So I did have that in reverse, and you still get a great picture.
But
Oh,
do you
absolutely.
Think 4K, but
Yeah.
do you think 4K makes a difference versus 1080 60 on a cell phone or tablet, though?
No,
Okay,
not at all.
Explain why you would think that.
Because why it's not because your screens on your phones and stuff aren't 4K, right? So it doesn't bloody matter.
Right.
I don't produce anything for a phone or a tablet. I produce things for my TV. If I'm going to watch it, I'm going to watch it in 4K, and I want it to be the best it can be. It'll still look good on a tablet and a phone, but I want it to look good for someone who puts it on their telly.
Now, because I can pull up a 4K video on my phone through YouTube, that doesn't necessarily mean my screen's 4K, correct?
Right.
Correct.
If you turn on YouTube and hit nerds, stats for nerds. Let me share one. I'll share Robert Glazer's page. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Hey, everyone.
You can put on a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got to wait for it to come on. And then turn around, right-click, and hit Stats for Nerds. You see all that information up there?
Mm-hmm.
It tells you what it was shot at and what what YouTube processed it at. They processed with VP09 and then BT709 color. So it's not, even if you're doing the Mavic 3 and you're putting up Mavic 3 footage, unless you rendered it in DaVinci or something like that and told it, I don't know what other software that you can tell it, BT 2020 or 2100 or something like that. I know you can't do it with CyberLink. I tried it, and that's why I moved on to DaVinci Resolve. It's going to come out BT 709.
That's right.
On YouTube.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Matt, you can see my cursor.
I'll be buggered. What's going on there, man?
I don't know why. But you see the size, the viewport we're looking at it in is 1920 by 1080. So,
well, because I would, Matt, kind of go back in the comments, and I just wanted you to read what Bob and Jim were talking about. And because I've heard the explanation of why it really doesn't matter. Because, like I said, 90% of people aren't watching YouTube on their freaking televisions. It's just not the case.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Keep
Oh,
in
I
mind with
understand
the
that.
processors on phones, you can scale one way or the other with literally no issues.
Because I'm trying to talk Bob into going down on his resolution so it's not so hard on him, faster, easier to upload. But he was insisting
it could take a week.
Upload.
It could take a week for me. It wouldn't bother me, as long as the end product was what I wanted it to be.
right.
He doesn't care that it takes a week because he in the time that it's uploading, he's out at the Barbie.
Yeah, that's right.
He's just hanging out at the Barbie, having a good time. So
Smoke a whole
it doesn't
brisket.
matter how long it takes.
It was an eye-opener, though, for Matt and I when we turned around and took Billy Kyle's footage and right-clicked on it and did media info, and it was all shot in BT 709.
It was
And
very
limited means instead of the 0 to 255, it does 16 to 235 in the color range.
Now at this price point, it's priced more towards the professional, and even something as simple as using the quick shots on it. Right now, the quick shots there, you can't shoot in 5.1, and you can't shoot that in log. So if you've got footage that you've taken in log all day and you wanted to do a POI on something, it will not be in log. So to actually try and match that footage in post can be a pain in the ass, mate, because it's coming out of the standard profile. So you might have differences in the footage that you're actually trying to match all in together so they look the same.
So you
Now,
make
to me,
Matt
that's a
fly
little
over for this, Jim?
What?
The Space Coast meetup? You gonna make Matt fly over? Come to the Space Coast meetup?
You know what? I was actually talking.
Where's he gone?
You went quiet again. We can't hear
You lost your video, Jim,
you. Lost your
or audio.
Oh, he was having issues at the beginning of the show. It was sad but hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, still no audio.
It's probably the best we've heard him.
I don't know why it does that.
Yeah.
Ever since I did a Windows update, Matt, when we started the show, none of us could hear each other.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
me and Rob were fine. It was you.
Yeah, Jeff and I were fine. But see, we need Matt there because he's got to bring the Barbie, man. Somebody's got to cook on the Barbie. So
I'm gonna
I volunteer Matt to be cooking.
Well,
on
this
the Barbie.
Oh,
is going to upset of a lot of Americans because I'm going to have to come over there and show you how to cook a barbecue.
Yeah. Bring those shrimp over because we don't have them that size.
No, they're not shrimp; they're prawns.
Oh,
They're
God.
friggin' huge, whatever they are. I'll be right back.
You know,
Hey
Chris
guys,
Hope
I'm
is-
taking off. Yeah,
right, Mike.
I'll wait for him to come back.
Oh, Matt, you know, Chris Hope is cussing at his phone right now. If he heard you say that.
Well, yeah, I know, mate. Yeah. He always sends me pictures on Messenger of him smoking some shit up, and I thought, you mongrel.
You know, Justin, that's interesting. Do we have anybody from Kansas? Obviously, Texas does barbecue, but you know, Kansas would argue that they do barbecue better than Texas does. So,
Well, every area their barbecue is different, so it's unique in its
yeah,
own
it
way.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
Right,
they
just about
always
every
say,
state thinks they've got the best something or other.
yeah. It's like going to Germany. Every town's got their own brewery, you know, and they got their own beers, you know, and they're all bloody good. Let me tell you, JDS, how are you, mate? I'm going good, thanks, man.
well, it's like Kentucky barbecue. It's got whiskey on it, right? Guaranteed, because of all
It's
the
just like
whiskey
how
and
Matt
bourbon
thinks
that's made
he's
in Kentucky.
classier than Jim.
Oh, what was that?
I said it's just like how Matt thinks he's more classier than Jim, you know?
Well, come on. I didn't even. I'm glad you pointed that out because it's quite obvious. When you don't have to mention it because everyone knows.
He's an
But,
Aussie.
but thanks
of
for
course.
mentioning it.
Yeah, but I can't mention it myself. You know, modesty. You know.
You should have been here at the beginning of the show. You could have talked all kinds of shit, and Jim wouldn't have heard a single word of it.
Well, I don't do that
That's
to people,
true.
though, mate. I'm.
No, you're full of shit. Did you like my message I sent you? I just said, "Where
Yeah.
you at, bitch?"
Yeah, that's right. We send lovely messages to each other.
Maybe TMI here. Maybe little TMI. I'm not sure we want to hear what's in those messages.
He does it in his boxers. He's classy about it.
Oh, got it.
You know, I don't let too much out, you know, and that's my philosophy in life. Otherwise, it scares people. But anyway, that's,
That sounds like a good live stream, actually. You know, pillow talk or something. You know?
yeah, pillow talk. Yeah. Saturday morning pillow talk. Northeast Drone Productions.
Do that classical music in the background.
You've got a good idea there, Mike. I wonder if you come in you can be my guest on the first show.
Oh,
So,
Yes.
Mike, you know what's legal down there where he's at, right?
What is?
The brothels.
For me, yeah,
For
they are.
Australia, the brothels are legal. It's not legal in the street, but it's legal at the brothels.
Yeah. Well, it depends what state you're in, but yeah, it's here in Queensland. I think the street ones aren't legal, but I mean, but I don't know.
Matt has researched this.
Yeah, I literally had a guy who came to one of our conferences who was from Australia. Let's just say he spent some money to make his own brothel. But he was like, you know, this is much easier back home. I mean, it's legal back there.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of them about.
You see what Stevie put? You
Matt-
know what those emojis mean, Matt?
Yes, I do.
I sent Matt. No, Matt was texting this girl, and she was sending him emojis, and he didn't know what the hell she was talking about. She sent him an eggplant, and he thought that was what was for dinner. But it was him that she wanted for dinner.
Yeah. She was sending me all sorts of stuff, and I says, "Yo, well, where do you want to go for dinner? You know, so, do you like peaches? All right.
What does the water drop mean?
Well, come on.
Dinner
I
at the
sent you
Y.
guys the list. You should have studied it. You
I
read
did
the
study
manual
it.
for everything else, Jim.
Oh, Marcel,
Jesus.
you got another one?
I had to. It was like being in World War II when a Morse code come through. I had to go to the list to find out what the beeps and dots were. When we get my messages, and then I could decode what she was actually writing to me. You know? There you go, Michael. There, Michael's answered your question there, mate.
Look, Jim studies every other damn manual, and I send him one. He doesn't even bother looking at it.
I didn't see it.
If it's not if it's under 3,000 pages, it's just not worth his effort.
No, not with my time.
Hey guys, I'm gonna head out. Got to get up early tomorrow and
See you, Mike.
getting a new furnace put in actually. So,
Oh,
But,
really?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Up there where you're at, that's kind of an important thing.
yeah, it's
That's about
But-
as bad as Fargo and not having a.
right, just almost. But anyway, I appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for the link,
Thanks for
and
popping
also
on, buddy.
I want to say thanks for the drone too. That was really cool. You know,
Hey,
Jim
wasn't
sent me a
that-
drone in case you guys didn't know.
The little mini, that was a hell of a find on her part.
Yeah,
Yeah, the one that he's not going to give me.
Now, Mike, they wanted $40 to send it to him.
wow.
It's a $10 item. They wanted
Right.
$40 to send it to him.
Fucking JDS, I swear.
I'll think of you every time I look at it, Matt.
Yeah, thank you very
I'll talk
much.
to you tonight.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Oh, yeah,
all right, you
missed
guys.
that.
Merry Christmas.
Good night, Mike.
But I'll
Night,
talk to
Mikey.
you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
I
Bye.
see that comment. I guess we know where GDS is going to take a vacation.
Yeah, he's headed. He's got his plane ticket already by the looks.
Oh, you missed that whole conversation, Matt or Jim.
I
Matt's
did.
he's starting a new live stream called Pillow Talk with Matt.
Saturday morning pillow talk with Northeast Drone Productions, and Mike's going to be my first guest, and we're going to have that, you know, that doom in the background.
And the glasses will be down at the bottom of the nose.
She said, "What to you?"
Now, Bill from Coast to Coast sent me a thing from TikTok, and I went and looked at it, and I'm like, man, that whole TikTok is rap. There's no music on there but rap music. So I see where Justine gets it from.
Justine. You know, I've been listening to this show for the whole time it's been on, right? So while we've been working there. Now, it's been quite serious, talking about all sorts of shit, right? So what's happening now? It seems to be going downhill again.
Well, the minute Justine revealed that all this dirty talk again with the
Couldn't have been the
Emojis.
Australian coming in here.
couldn't have been
Yeah.
Matt that had anything to do
Matt
with it.
showing up. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at I go back in the comments and I see, damn, I'm coming to visit Australia. Yeah, legal brothels. Now, what did I miss?
Yeah, I know. Whoops. That might have been something to do with me. Maybe.
You got wet, you got moist, you got, I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Why don't girls like that term moist?
Why don't they?
Yeah, they don't like it. You're not aware of that?
You don't turn around to them and say, hi, honey, are you moist?
Don't you?
No.
Well, this is why I've got a callus here where they've slapped me over the years.
That's right
I
up
didn't
there
even-
with the C word.
Yeah,
Uh-oh. JDS Flying Canuck is saying beads.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Justin and his beads.
Justine and his beads.
So I want to
has it
get
been
the
an hour? Yep. There it goes.
Here we go. See, no one's...
Rod,
No one, you watch the views now go up to 30.
did you hear the whole thing with Justine?
No, I haven't heard this.
I had sent something to him, but I don't send it. the little woman did, and she sent it with an E on it, so it was Justine.
Oh, got it.
And
Typo.
then
One
we
of the
ran
funny
with it.
typos.
We ran with it from there.
Yeah.
Now, Marcel, I got a notice that he put out another video.
He put a link in the chat a little while ago.
You know, the only problem with Australia is the freaking price of the plane tickets to get there.
It is. It's insane.
I can fly first class to India cheaper than I can fly coach to Australia.
What is it
It's
with
crazy.
that country, man?
It's Qantas Airlines.
No,
It's
It's ran by a bunch of hippies.
Well, Qantas, it's like anything that's in demand. They'll pump the prices.
I think
yeah,
they're
look.
the only ones that fly from the U.S. to Australia. Then, so they just
Straight flight.
they just rake you on the freaking prices.
Mr. JRCs, how
Just
are
all
you,
those
man?
women trying to get over there.
I mean, if you fly
Just
anywhere
all
out of
those women
Southeast
trying to get
Asia,
over to
it's
you, Matt.
probably cheap to get to Australia.
Sorry.
I said, is it just all those women trying to get over to you in Australia?
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's bumped.
I mean, they watch
up
the live
plane
shows, and
prices.
according to my analytics, there's like 34% of women that watch my live show, and they want to come to Australia after that. What's Jim got? 0. That's right. Yeah, sorry.
0. None.
0. I get
I think it's
but
just
ever
all the
since
trainees from down at the dock.
all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure if they're women or they identify as women. Who knows? But I'll take that as a positive. I'm not going anywhere like that. Mr. JRC, he's in bed already. See, there you go. We could start that pillow talk then, can't we?
Australia is in the future. Why does it cost so much to get the hell there from here, Matt?
I don't know, mate. I mean, for me to go over to the States, as I said, when I was looking at coming over for the Sturgis and all that, I think it was like $1,200 return. So that's 4 flights, right? From Brisbane to LA, LA to Denver, and then return. $1,200. I mean, I spend more than that going up the north coast of Queensland. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah.
But going the other direction, it's probably 4 times that cost.
And they're
From-
not short
for
flights.
you.
Yeah, from here to there. And
Yeah.
back.
No, they're not short flights, mate, especially for you. I'm not too sure where everyone else is.
LA to Sydney is
14.
15 hours LA to Sydney, and it's almost 16 hours LA to Melbourne. I've done both those flights.
You don't want to go to Melbourne.
Hey, I did a new color tonight. Speaking of that, M35.
Oh, really?
M35, not the Clairol, the Just for Men.
Just for men? Yeah, yeah.
Just for
Yeah.
Men.
Yeah. Got the Jim Zillion going on there.
Obviously, John Carroll has not seen your opening for me, which you did on your show last week.
Jim's wet. Well, let's just play that, shall we?
Do you have it? Play it.
Of course I've got it.
Dude, he always has that queued up ready to go. What are you talking about?
Dude, I got a good one for
Watch this,
And
John.
soon, Ron. Did you get Ron's
Do
done?
you run a NAS device, Matt, for your storage?
Sorry?
Do you run a NAS device for your storage?
NAS.
Yeah, in the
Network
house.
area storage?
In the
Hard
house.
drives? Or do you use all internal storage on your machine?
No, I've got externals. I've got 2 externals.
You know what, Rod? I've got 3 externals sitting here, but
I won't-
the
I won't
NAS
tell you
in
what
the
I've got then.
house, I'm only using for photos and videos off the phones.
Now you can look. I'll just show you then. There you go. There it is. I won't have to tell you then because I can't talk.
So you have the Seagate or the Western Digital external drives. So
Show it again, man.
Yeah, piss off.
You know, the one I wanted from friggin' Best Buy, they turned around and said sold out. I went to buy it last night because Justin was on. I was on with Justin when this computer wanted to die. It kept saying battery is low, and I'm plugged in.
No, for like 10 minutes, Jim's like, "What the fuck is that beeping? What the fuck is that beeping? Is that you?"
So
His
you
laptop
know,
just shut off.
Capture Life may be onto something that they don't want us Americans down there because we might take all their women from them. So because Americans are a little larger than the Australians.
Hang on.
Matt's
Australians-
6'4", aren't you?
No, I'm only 6'2", mate.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Not bigger in that way.
Yeah, but a sashaying 6'2" Australian isn't like manly looking. I mean,
It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing you must see once in your lifetime. It's like going to South Africa.
What's that thing that's hidden in the woods that's all furry and all that?
Oh, the
That ape, Justin?
The koala bears?
No, not over there. Over here, like in Washington State.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. That's what it is.
Sasquatch,
That's
yeah.
Matt looks like Sasquatch or Bigfoot.
I've got it. Well, it's not quite a foot, but it's close. I'll tell you now, Capture Life connection. Now, he's had a go here. We want people to sip tea with their pinky finger straight out. Now, I seem to remember a comment that Stevie made in one of my chats or a comment on his video or something like that. Anyway, because it was on my FPV video, actually, where I'm going absolutely nuts through all this shit.
Hot rod in Daytona. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was pulling the link.
All right. Go ahead, Matt,
go ahead. I want to hear this.
before you were rudely interrupted by Rod.
Who was interrupted by Jim? Thanks.
That was quick, Rod. I like that.
I may even be able to pull this. Actually, let me pull this comment up. Ooh, 77 Trans Am. Anyway.
How much?
It hasn't got a price on it. It's just a picture of it. Yeah, geez, they're nice looking cars.
Yeah, they are.
My channel, FP, turn that off. I've got that file down there too, Jim, if you're ever going to play it.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. Go.
I'll tell you a story. It goes something like this. Thinks he's a gem with his pockets too big. Thinks he's looking fair with his multicolored hair. Thinks it's all that, but he looks like crap. 'Cause it's Jim Boy from Beyond Drones. Oh yeah! And there you have it.
Matt must have been in the Outback when he was coming up with that one.
I have live colored on Matt's stream.
So, hey, Matt, since you were speaking of cars, let me duck. What do you think of that one? That's not mine, but it could be mine because I have a 67 and I'm probably pretty soon going to start rebuilding.
Nice.
So
nice. Beautiful.
That picture is one of my inspiration pictures that I'm thinking about for what I might do to mine.
Those doors are massive. Like, well, I noticed on my Trans Am when I opened it, I was sort of like getting out where the hinge was, and the door was 3 foot behind me. You opened the door up. Brilliant. I loved it.
So, when's the completion date for Ron's video? Since you've been taking like 6 months putting carpet in one room. I mean,
well, he's going to do the iJustine video now. He got waylaid.
I did, yes. Well, I've got lots of plans for Justine actually, which will be servicing on Saturday. But anyway,
Servicing.
How much does she charge? What's the price she charges?
I mean, the price I charge is a smile.
Yeah, not your price, her price. What's Justine's price?
Matt is a professional musician, by the way, John.
Listen to me. I'm one high class broad. You better bring the money.
Yeah, your tattoo says so. Who doesn't want a hooker with more tattoos than you?
Yeah, and bigger muscles.
Yeah. And a
That's why I
bigger
said-
Adam's apple.
That's why I say I come in a dress and heels talking about bend over and touch your toes.
I'll say I was
Drop
at,
down and give me 10.
I was at a casino once in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and I'll just say there was a girl that came walking through the casino. You kind of knew what her business was. The big leather high boots all the way above the knee, the really short leather skirt. And you know, I turned around, I saw her walking through it. I was just like, okay, I wonder how much she charges, because it was pretty obvious what she probably did for a living.
I charge extra for my extras.
Yeah, probably.
Stephen
are-
Seagal, here we go again.
Free.
Yeah. I'll let you do me twice.
And make it hurt. I'll beat the crap out of you and then bang you.
Fold it in half. Yeah.
What was that? Give me 12 inches and make it hurt. So I folded it in half and beat her. Beat the hell out of her.
If they say give you 8 inches and make it hurt, I usually say do it twice. So I did it twice. And then oh dear.
Oh God.
Too much for your tender ears, mate. You're right.
20 years in the army, Matt. There isn't anything you can say that I probably haven't heard.
That's about right.
So
I bet you Justin could say a few things that you haven't heard.
Well, that's a good
You know,
thing.
but they say the C word over there, Rod, like it's normal.
It's a full
Yeah.
stop.
yeah.
They call each other.
Yeah.
It's a full stop. It is, basically. We use
Well,
it on
when
the
you-
end of every sentence.
You know what the great
That's-
thing about being American, Matt, is you tell the American girls your dick's bigger and metric, and it sounds bigger.
It does, absolutely.
I'm
I
47
love it.
millimeters. Top that one, bitch.
Oh, I can't wait to have over you. But I had some fun over there. Oh, my God. Anyway.
Double dipping.
You know, I ran the 100-yard dash in 1,000 microseconds.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I missed it. I did. I was reading some shit.
Oh, see how he is, Jim? He's ignoring us. We're
Oh,
just not that important. He's
I
bored
really,
with us. He's
really
off
did-
reading stuff.
Hey,
I
man,
really did not hear.
what'd you run again?
I said I ran the 100-yard dash in 1,000 microseconds. I.e., you know how long that is, right? That's exactly 1 second.
That sounds about. Well, I'm surprised you haven't got an Olympic medal around there.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't want to show off, eh?
Yeah, it did was sure.
Well,
because I had a
I'll
rock
do some
attached
FPV
to
live
me.
stream tonight. Have a good night and fun, crazy DJI dudes. Oh, Marcel, good on you, man. Have fun out there, eh? Good on you.
Yeah, he
I don't
was.
know.
I was showing his live stream a few minutes ago.
I still think the Australians have the best idea. Just say good day. As many phone calls as I'm on with people from around the freaking world, and it's like, okay, good morning, good afternoon for you, good evening for you, and it's just like, I think we should just do it the Australian way. Just go, good day.
Well, usually,
be
hold on,
done with it.
Hold on. When Jim tells Matt goodbye, he usually just says "fuck you" and hangs up the phone. So,
Or I just hang up in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah. Oh, you're boring me. It's like, yeah.
Is that your battery sensor going
later,
off?
Marcel.
No, it's not. It's my telephone. It's my phone.
Yeah, you know who's phoning them, right? She's calling
got a
him to
house
come
phone still?
She's calling him to tell him she's got an opening. He
No?
wants to know if Matt wants to take the opening.
Yeah. Did you get some overtime this week? Spend it my way.
Big boy.
That's why it's flashing in the special color in the background. That way he knows it's her.
So that's Casey multi-rotor. Oh, into a tree. Just watching a shitload of crashes here from the FPV boys.
On Marcel's channel?
No, it's on. He put a link in the chat there. It's a KC multi-rotor. He's actually showing some of Marcel's footage at the moment, where he's had a little bit of. It's showing all the little crash videos that they have.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. It takes a bit of doing to fly, you know. Flat knackers like that in acro. We've got to be shit about you. Oh, it wasn't his footage. Oh, that's just him in the chat. Right. Okay.
I love how the
you,
chat. Go ahead, man.
Hey.
I was gonna say I love how the chat always tries to steer us back to drone shit, like this is some kind of drone channel or something.
Adrian Mateo.
Hey, Adrian.
What's up, Adrian?
Really quick, showing support. Here we go.
You know, if you let Adrian on here, you get demonetized really quick, right?
Adrian texted me to come on his show while I was talking to Justin and Mel, and my computer died.
Yeah, that was when his fucking he couldn't figure out what the beeping was till his computer shut off.
Oops.
I brought it inside and took the hairdryer to it, and it dried it out. I think it's actually shortening out.
I think he's just ready for a new computer, honestly.
Well, I am. And
when was the last time you used that hairdryer for hair?
So you know the problem with that, Justin. The only way you're gonna get a new computer is if you buy a full machine from one of the big companies. If you're kind of used to building your own, there's no chance in hell of you getting parts until probably 2024 before this gets better. You know, Pat Gelsinger from Intel has said this isn't going to let up until 2023. And given the chip manufacturers' overestimations every time one of these things has happened in the industry, it's probably going to be 2024 before things probably settle down again.
Matt, I thought I had a great deal. Look at my cart.
Here we go. Jim's been ripped off again.
No, it's out of stock. See, it would have been $2,800.
Oh, what for?
But it's the Ryzen 9 5900.
Yeah, you wanted a 5950, damn it. Not that silly 5900. Nah, it's okay.
No, seriously, I don't know. I never had a Ryzen.
Yeah, that's the
3080.
It's one step down. The 5950 is their
okay.
high end.
Now,
but I mean,
here's my problem. It has a 1 terabyte drive in it, but if I go to the specs, it doesn't show me. Now it shows a full expansion board because I can go up to 128 gigabytes. Okay, on the
yeah, so it's got 4 memory sockets. So
right,
put 32 gig sims in there. Yeah.
Adrian wants a link, mate.
Where do I put the SD card? I mean, more M.2s.
I don't know. You'd have to look on the how many M.2 slots it has. Typically, they have at least 2 minimum.
That's what I thought, and I can't find him on there. Adrian, I sent it to you, man. He never looks in his mail.
No.
Some of the newer boards, if it's got one of the advanced boards, probably have 3 or 4 of the M.2 slots.
Now
with less SATA connectors because
then
of
what
the limit
do
on PCIe bus.
Shut up. Do I care about the deep learning super sampling? You see that?
In your case, maybe.
Wasn't even worth listening.
What do you think, Matt? Do you think he needs some?
I don't know what the hell that is.
I'm not even listening to him.
I don't even know what the hell it is.
Let me ask you.
The price on this thing is good, but it has no Bluetooth and no card reader.
Oh, it's got Bluetooth because it's got the Intel chipset on it. I'm sure for the Wi-Fi networking, which comes with the Bluetooth.
No, this was the Amazon, the AMD.
But the motherboard probably still has the freaking Intel chipset for the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. And if it's not the Intel chipset, then it's the
it's an AMD 570 board.
Yeah, but that's I got it. But AMD or Intel, they still tend to use the same accessory chips.
I like the 570 boards.
And the networking and the same networking chips for the most part.
All right, let's go to where these idiots ask questions, because that's where you find out what the computer has and doesn't have.
That's a
So hang on.
That's a decent price for that box.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's a decent price.
Don't have any emails from me, dude. He just put it in the chat, brother.
It's in the chat twice. And you damn well do have an email from me. Yeah, 12 answered questions.
Every week.
The one guy went on about it's got the Asus 570 Prime board.
Prime.
Yeah, Asus is a good manufacturer. They're one of the good overclocking boards.
Like I know how to do that. I don't. Corsair RAM, right? Is that what they're talking about?
There's a switch on the side, it says overlock, and just flick it.
Really?
No.
Because NVIDIA says you can go up to 1.7 millivolts to overclock.
Yeah, Asus comes with a utility that allows you to overclock from the software. That update the board for you.
Adrian, you don't need it to email. Just click on the link in the chat. It will open the window.
There's a link in the chat. Exactly. Link in the chat, mate. Link in the chat. Go to the chat. Right click on open the link.
The reality is, Jim, you don't need any of the overclock crap.
All these newfangled ideas.
You see that link in the chat that's posted on screen there?
All you have to do is click it. It will open the StreamYard window for you.
And then Justin, right before me, put that on there.
So that was the 1 terabyte M.2 was the storage.
Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't say that it has place to add any more storage.
It's probably got 2 on that board.
It's got good ventilation. That's fine.
Yeah, it's an Asus board, so I'm sure it's got 2. I'm sure it's probably got 2 M.2 sockets on it.
Who's Key Largo guy?
I can't see it. Damn it.
Yeah, you'd have to know the board model number. You can just look the board up on Asus.
Florida Keys.
Let me tell you something. Ask you something. Do you have to remove the NVIDIA card there to turn around?
Depends on where the socket is.
Okay.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Depends on where they put the M.2 slots. Most of the time, the M.2 slots.
He's in the green room.
At a minimum, you'll have to remove a cover because they're usually covered, and they use that cover to keep them locked down.
Can't see anyone there. Can't see anyone. Malcolm X.
He's making fun of you, Adrian.
No, but I thought that was a great price because
that's a good price. I mean, hello, the 380 that NVIDIA 3080 card is $800.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be 700 from the manufacturer, but they're doubling that. Yeah,
and the AMD chip is probably 500 and something, so you got 1300 just in those 2 freaking parts, let alone the motherboard, the memory, the case, power supply, all the other crap that they're sticking in there.
So when are you gonna pull the trigger on that, Jim?
Well, I'll hit it right now, and it tells me sold out.
All of those?
Adrian. Attention span.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, but you're doing for pickup, Jim. Do free shipping from the warehouse.
I'll pick it up
It's
from the
probably
store.
out of stock. Oh, if it's in stock, yeah, then do that.
Oh, there's up the computer. Okay, I'm going back to sleep.
But if it's saying out of stock, it's probably in store only.
Well, Adrian, this is why I couldn't come on your show the other night. This computer died. And I left Mel and Justin on a live stream.
So what died on the machine? Maybe you can just replace
It
the
came
part.
up. Now, this machine is plugged in, okay? And it came up and started beeping, and it said low battery. So I'm asking Justin and Mel, are your computers doing this? And they said no. And all of a sudden, bingo, I'm off the screen. Everything shut down.
Bingo.
So
Yeah, but Jim's had to dry his laptop out 2 or 3 times with the hair dryer from the moisture in the garage.
Oh, is this a laptop?
Yeah.
yeah.
This laptop has done some double duty, man. Look at that little thing.
Bingo, bango.
That's
Got
an
it.
Asus, and I'm
Yeah.
watching you on a 43-inch TV.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Come on, you need a bigger one. Mine's 49-inch monitor.
How you doing, Matt?
And I love a clean desk. You see, there's the hard drives. And who doesn't keep a clean desk like this?
Yeah, no, lucky you got that little.
So maybe Matt, maybe Jim kicked his power cord and unplugged his laptop, and that's why it was low battery.
Matt, how are you, buddy?
I'm going good yourself, mate.
How you doing, For Eyes? I'm doing all right, ponytail.
What
Four
about
eyes.
me?
I've seen you in your glasses.
You don't care
cool.
about me anymore?
Jim, don't get your panties out of your ass. I'm coming to the how you doing, Justin?
Get your
How's it going?
panties out of your ass?
Yeah, get
He's
your
not wearing
panties out of
any.
your ass. So how you doing, Hot Rod?
Not bad. I was going to ask you, Adrian. So, what competition did you compete in for the X Games? Since you're wearing the X on your head.
Longest flight.
Longest
Yeah,
flight?
yeah. No, what's that car one he started up? Said, everybody get back. Rob,
was
did
the-
you see his video? Oh my God, I got to pull that up.
Hot
That
Rod,
was the
not
funniest
an
video.
X, it's a bird.
Adriana.
Jim, make me big real quick, Jim. Make my screen big.
Hold on, type it in your
It's a
channel.
bird.
It's not a bird. It's
Okay.
an X.
It's
It's
an
an
X.
X with a dirty,
fucking bird.
with a dirty paintbrush.
Where's the
face
bird?
right here. That's the face. Those are the wings. It's a bird. It's not an X.
No, it's an X.
What? That does not look like a
So-
bird.
That's
So
Malcolm X.
So Matt, that's Adrian's painting skills. He thinks it's a bird. The rest of us think it's so.
It could be a
he's just
bird,
not
could
the
be a
greatest
plane.
artist in the world.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
Yeah, I
Everyone with
thought
the
he was
crotch
going to
shot.
strip.
So did I.
I thought he was going to strip.
No, man, my damn underwear was just stuck in the wrong spot. I had to pull it out.
Well, then
Well,
adjust.
your panties are in up your coit then, aren't they?
There you go. Your panties are bunching up.
Yeah,
Where
drying
is
up
that
over there.
one? Where is that one? Everybody stand back.
Everybody's dead.
Where the hell?
Adrian, that was funny. Now, your latest video, Adrian, or that video that you showed, you used the intro that I made you. Well done.
Dude, I fucking love it, man.
Yes.
It
Yes.
took me a while to find the son of a bitch, but I finally found it.
Hmm.
I couldn't say it, but I finally found it. I'm such a jackass. I'm an idiot.
Good.
Hey Matt, so is that what you say when you fire up the Barbie? Everybody stand back because you have poured so much lighter fluid on there. It's just gonna explode and burn half
I
the
use gasoline. I don't use lighter fluid because I find that so when you pour it on the rubber tires, it it smokes the meat better. Wouldn't that taste delicious? Ooh, Dunlop.
rubber
How you doing, Night
chicken.
Train?
Huh?
How you doing,
Rubber
Rigor Mortis?
chicken. Got it.
What's up, Rigor Mortis? How you doing, buddy?
Rigor Mortis, how are you, mate? How are you? His panties were in a bunch. That's right, Michael. Can you find your internet? Yeah, well, it's good that you actually popped on this time, Adrian, because that was a pretty piss poor effort on my show.
First of all, Ma, you're an idiot.
Yeah, of course I am, mate. It's obvious that I'm dumb.
That's what I got, Jimbo. The 702, the DV 702 Asus.
Hang on,
I've had
Adrian,
this thing for a couple of years, man.
Adrian hasn't finished yet. First of all, I'm yeah. Okay, keep going. What's your next point? Hasn't got one. Awesome. That's fantastic.
Thanks for sharing.
So let's see here. We're gonna get like an MMA fight between Matt and Adrian here going.
MMA? Oh my God!
I want to know who told him that was a bird on painted on his hat.
I want to know. Actually, when it comes down to it, who do you think would win in a fight between me and Adrian?
Well, since you're like 3 times the size of Adrian, I feel like you would just Donkey Kong him.
You could sit on him.
I'll go Andre the Giant.
What was that toy? Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Yeah.
Oh God. You'd have to have one of those now, Jim. You're aging us, damn it.
You're gonna have to have one of those boxing gloves on the extended, or squeeze it and it shoots out. Remember them? I used to have them as a kid. Well, we used to have punch ups with them all the time. We'd have 2 of them and we'd be punching each other with them. Did you ever get them?
No, what was that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jingle All the Way? Did you ever see that?
No. With that guy down when he played the little, the Mr. whatever the fuck it was.
The big old Santa comes out and he says, "I'm gonna deck your balls, bud." Yeah, that's like
that.
It was the one where Arnold Schwarzenegger's like trying to go around to get that toy for his kid for Christmas. He gets into a bunch of shit trying to do it.
I just watched that movie the other day. It's in I think it's in Netflix.
You know what it's called?
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, really? Okay, I got Netflix. I'll check it out. So let me ask you something. It has. Just tell me something here for a second, if I can share this. And why is it asking me which store I want it? I'm already at the store. I'm on the store's website.
Which store delivered from? Or delivered to? Which store they're going to deliver it to?
The Melbourne store.
Okay, I'll pick that one.
Are you going to pick it up, Jim, or you're going to have it delivered to you?
Look, no, Jim. Can I say something? It's not available for store pickup. So you have to ship it. It just said it's not available for 250 miles within 250
Yeah,
mile
click to the right of there. Go shipped or switch to shipping.
Well, where does it say it's not available?
To the right of select store. It's a little blue link that says switch to shipping. Click that.
Who's motorbike?
You're going to get it directly from the warehouse.
Right. It'll ship to your house then.
Where does it say it's not available for 250 miles?
That last window you just had pulled up, it said that. It said not available in any stores.
Yeah, keep in mind, Justin, that means availability for now. So their shipping is they can ship it to a store and you go pick it up, or you can ship it to your house. And so that's what that other button is there for, so that you can ship it to your house instead of, hey, ship it to this store and I'll go pick it up at the store kind of thing.
Thank you, brother.
Right, but what I think Jim was trying to do is in-store pickup, where an employee goes and picks the item off the shelf, and then he picks it up same day.
Right, and they
but
didn't have it
it's not available. So he has to order it straight from the warehouse.
He can still have it shipped to the store or have it shipped to his house.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Usually it's free shipping to the store, but sometimes you'll pay extra to go to your house.
I mean, he lives right next to Best Buy, so it probably doesn't matter which one he picks. He can walk over and pick it up.
Did DJI already come out with their?
Come on, I want to see your card get declined.
Oh, my card's gonna get declined, brother. Trust me, my cards don't get declined.
He's making all that. He's making all those big bucks on those $80 an hour real estate jobs.
Yeah.
No, it's his YouTube income that does it.
I don't get up for less than $250. I've been saying that for years, haven't I, Matt? I don't do these $40 jobs.
Hence, he hasn't been out of the house for 10 years.
Does DJI use the same videos for all their drones? I recognize this place.
In a dream?
This is the new Explorer M3. Camera functions, man.
So here we go. Okay, so he's using his manual focus there, which is a good thing. So once you can set your aperture to say say you wanted, I don't know, 2.8, right? Set it to
I'm
2.8.
going to sleep right now.
Well, you've got a Mavic 3, don't you?
No, he has Air 2S.
What does Adrian know about cameras? You know,
Don't-
this is kind of going over his head. This is
Well, this is why he doesn't know anything about cameras, because he doesn't bloody listen.
Right. He knows they have cameras on them. He just hasn't used them yet.
He's got the Mavic 2 Pro. He got the Mavic 2 Pro. He can get some really spectacular footage.
Autels.
And all he does is send it out for 5 miles and bring it back again.
Sometimes I would like for you to try to help people instead of yelling at them. God damn it!
He's got the Autel 8K, 12K.
Stop yelling.
47-minute batteries.
In the background, back of the classroom, please, Adrian.
Adrian hasn't figured out to hit the record button yet, so you know he gets back and his card's empty.
Yeah, yeah. Thomas, how are you, mate? I just showed this earlier, Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello,
I
Thomas.
can't hear Adrian.
Who wants to hear
Matt's
Adrian?
been drinking too much wine.
I can't
No,
hear him.
unfortunately, I'm sober. So you should come on one of my live shows one night when I've had a few. That's usually a bit of fun.
You guys have good wine down there too.
We do actually. Yes, from the Barossa region. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What?
Barossa, it's wine.
The Bra region?
Barossa.
She was wearing a bra.
Barossa Valley. Here we go.
Play that one, Jim.
Yes.
Don't play that one.
Hey, we got the audio, mate, or what? Did you check it?
I got the audio on high. See? And I'm hearing nothing.
See, this is how Adrian flies.
Did you tick the
he
box
just
again?
takes the car and
Yes.
jumps it, right?
I'm not hearing it either.
I can't hear jack shit.
No, and I'm not hearing it.
Oh.
Tap the telescope icon next to the photo or video button to enter Explorer.
Everybody stand back.
Because
Something's going on.
You can use Mavic 3's hybrid zoom.
Yeah, I hear an ad in the background.
No, you've got
Yeah.
something going on. There's another screen open somewhere playing.
Button under the telescope.
This is why.
Between a series of zooms.
And we need the sound on Adrian's. We really do.
4x,
I-
7x.
All right. What the hell else is open?
You probably got that Mavic 3 thing still open.
So, Adrian, you need to get one of those model rockets and strap it to that car.
Do I have to hit switch to shipping it or not? I want to go pick it up.
Yes.
Shipping. Yeah, well, why don't you ship it to your house?
Because
So
if I
pick it up
pick
at the
it up,
store.
I can get it by Christmas Eve.
They should ship it to your house just as fast. Shouldn't be
Will
any
they?
difference.
I'm pressing it. Yeah, free shipping.
Bring it up on the screen so we can see. I want to see you press that buy button. I want to live vicariously through you, Jim.
Yeah, right.
No,
You're
that's
not seeing my
that's a
credit
good
card.
That's a good little box, and that's not bad pricing wise. You
I'll
know,
tell you,
it's not
I'm going to
one
be
of those
pissed
super
if I
deals,
can't expand it. What
Oh,
doesn't
I'm
it
sure
have?
You can expand. I'm sure you can expand it.
Hang on, that's not
No,
talking
I was
about
saying
you
for that price, that's a decent deal for what's in there.
It was 3,500.
Yeah, 32 gigs of RAM.
But it's a gaming.
16.
It's a
16. 16.
it's a but it's a
16.
gaming.
But I can go
PC.
up to
There's no way you
128.
can't expand it.
I've got 32 gigs in this computer. I can put in it in this
We'd have-
laptop.
You'd have to find out what your maximum.
No, your laptop memory is
128.
not the same memory slots. So in a laptop, they're called SODIMMs, and in a desktop, they're called DIMMs. So the size of the card is different between them. So you can't take memory from a laptop, put it in a desktop.
I didn't know that, to be honest with you.
But
I
it's a
actually didn't
gaming-
know that.
It's a gaming PC, Jim. You can upgrade it all a whole
Yeah,
bunch.
exactly. With that motherboard, you can freaking stick anything in there. So it's not like the memory. It's not like the memory is expensive. It's more expensive than it used to be at the moment, just because of the whole chip shortage thing. But it's still not like.
I did
massively
notice
expensive.
memory has gone sky high.
Yeah.
I just paid 500 for 64.
Jesus.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Okay, I haven't looked recently, so.
Yeah,
Like,
when I
if
went
you
on
see it-
Crucial's website, it was insane.
Like if you see Flight Simulator,
I wouldn't be surprised.
If you look at Flight Simulator on a really high-end gaming PC, oh my god!
Like this PC I'm buying, it's got a 3080 Rocket NVIDIA card in it.
Or whatever the top. Well, some of these gamers will spend $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000 on it.
I just said this one was 3,500 and it's down to 28. I don't know why.
That one's got that 3080's got 12 gigs of GDR
superseded
memory on it.
That's what I'm worried about, Matt.
Well, no, the new models come out. I mean, this one here is 3 years old now, but I can upgrade it. And I can even do the chip on it if I want. Which I probably won't.
Finding the parts is the hard part.
Older parts, yes, but if you can upgrade to the newer ones, then it's not much of a problem.
Right now you can't buy a video card.
But this
right.
is
right. That's why I'm buying the thing, because it's got the 3080 in it.
The only way you're gonna get a video card is buy a whole machine.
Right.
But this is the thing: is Matt can take that 3-year-old machine and make it new to where the only thing that's 3 years old is the shell of it. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make the entire.
Yeah, when you've got the big case like that.
Right.
That's a full-size tower, Matt?
Man, it doesn't even fit under the desk. It's got wheels on the back.
Because he didn't measure.
Is it really?
It's got wheels on the back, mate. Because
flip to it again, bro. Put your camera back on it. Let me see that again.
Because Matt didn't bother to measure before he bought his desk.
No, that's the Predator
yeah.
model. And then, how's the cooling on that, Matt?
Yeah, it's all air cooled. It's got supercharged air cooling ducts all the way through it.
Now, underneath your NVIDIA card, do you have 2 DIMM slots open there to put the?
I got one DIMM slot.
One.
Let's have a little.
That is the important part, because I got to put the NVIDIA card in there.
You get an even number. Do you get an even number of slots then, Matt?
Sorry.
Do you have an even number of
DIMM slots?
DIMMs installed. Should always have 2. Should be in pairs. Should be 2 or 4 so that you can put the memory bus in dual mode.
Oh yeah, there's 4. Yes.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the PCIe slots underneath.
One under there. One under there, mate. I think it was 1. Yeah. I mean, I think I was showing you the internals of it when I had it apart when I was cleaning the dust out of it. And I think you noticed it.
Curtis.
No, I knew that's why I needed a full-size ATX board, because the mini boards don't give you any.
Yeah, with the full size, you're gonna have extra PCIe slots. You're gonna have multiple M.2 slots. You're also gonna have, depending on the bus architecture on the motherboard, multiple SATA connectors. Generally, they've been giving up SATA connectors so that they can put extra M.2s because of the limitation of the PCIe lanes on the motherboard and the chipsets.
Rigger, it is a 128 max on the RAM.
Yeah, it supports 4 32 gig DIMMs then.
And but I didn't know about the M.2 slots, so I looked up the 570 Prime Pro board. Is what the guys are saying it comes with in the question and answer.
That's probably got 2. It's probably got at least 2 M.2s on it.
Now, where are you hooking up? Yeah,
I'm about to go ahead and go to bed, buddy. Thank you for sending me. Thank you for letting me in, man.
Well, thank you for coming, man. It's been a while since I talked to you. You always have 10 people on your channel, so I'm not going to sit there and shut up in the corner.
I keep texting you and I keep calling you, but you don't want to ignore my freaking calls.
My computer shut down. I just told you what happened.
I'm calling you. Fuck your computer. I say I'm calling you and I've been texting you. You're the one that don't answer me.
I got the text Saturday night.
I've been texting you way before that. I'm calling you.
He's just been turning the heat up too high in his house. And
you called me, Adrian?
Yes, Jim.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't see that. You want me to call you? You want me to call you tomorrow?
No, don't worry about it. Matt, Hot Rod.
See you, buddy. Take
Justin,
care, right?
everybody in the chat. See you later, man.
Hey, Jim, you know what your problem with your laptop is, right?
What?
You don't have it sitting on one of those cooling pads.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I
I
got
didn't
it.
see it. I
Look at
didn't see it
this.
in the shot.
Not
so.
only is it on a cooling pad. Oh, dumbass me. Hold on a second.
I'm seeing Curtis.
Not only is it on a cooling pad, it's got its own fan. See that fan?
Oh.
And then look at
Got
the
it.
table full of batteries back there.
Mhm.
Anybody recognize those battery chargers that charge 3 batteries at a time? Then that's
I
full
have
of
one. I have one for my
TB55
Air 2
batteries back
and one
there.
for my Autel. That both charge. Well,
Oh,
actually,
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
See, this is on a cooling pad. Oh, there it goes. There goes the camera.
Brio
built-in
magic.
camera or USB connected.
USB connected.
You wiggled the cable. Damn it.
Okay, so it's my show now by the looks.
It's yours, Matt.
Thanks for joining. Oh, I've got guests. I've got guests in the how we going, Hot Rod and Justin Drones 863, and Jim's popped in too. How are you, mate?
It went over to the other camera.
Really? It's a better view. That's your good side, by the way.
Oh, you dickhead.
What camera are you using, Jim?
Well, I was on the Brio until I moved it.
Beautiful
I've got,
Brio.
I've got the
You know,
Brio.
that's one upgrade I wish they would do in laptops is put better fucking cameras in them.
Oh,
God,
they're
these
piece of
cameras.
garbage.
Hey, Justin, I got a
Pretty
question for you.
What?
Most video applications.
Oh,
what
all
resolution do you think they
Phantom
use?
Return to home, Santa.
4s.
Yeah. What resolution do you think most apps use? Zoom, Teams,
There you go.
Skype.
720? 720?
1080. So you really don't need a webcam, a 4K webcam like the Brio, because you're not actually using it in the applications.
Well,
Sweet.
StreamYard's only 720 unless you pay for it.
Yep.
That's
you have
good,
to pay
Curtis.
like $40 a month for 1080.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, it's $39 a month.
Jim's
All the
droning.
free
How are you?
versions, but all the free versions of the streaming apps are all 720 unless you pay for them.
So if
Thanks,
you can get one of the
Rick.
Logitechs, you might as well get the C920.
Yeah, but
Costless
if
in a
you
Brio, in a costless in a Brio, and
Oh, it
probably
sure
just about
does.
and it's probably just as good as the Brio.
It is. It is. I've got a C920 in the house. It's
Yep.
a 922 actually because they
Yeah.
upgraded or some shit.
Yep. So.
A brothel Santa sled.
Curtis makes some interesting videos, just like
He does.
Justine.
And you remember, we all remember Curtis's effort with the Sasquatch there, the Bigfoot, with his big appendage and the
Yes.
girl with him. Remember that? Yes, that was.
So
Curtis on a lonely
we need
night.
to give Matt a homework assignment, and his homework assignment is his next video is got to be one of the brothels.
I'll wear
I need to
one of
bring
those
up
body
the-
cams.
Do
It'll
I
be a
need to bring up
POV
the
video.
Video again, Matt?
Sorry.
I said, do I need to bring up the one video again? You know which one I'm
You know
talking
what
about.
I did, Rigor Mortis? Crucial has an app
She
you
was
can
solid,
download. It's Crucial EXE, and then I clicked on that, and it tells you,
It won't
it
be
reads
sweat.
your motherboard and tells you what RAM will go in it, and not just theirs, everybody else's RAM too. So,
One word I do use at the brothel: RAM.
well, you got to RAM it.
All 2 inches
Oh
of it.
God, Matt.
Actually, I thought it was DDR6.
No, that's on the video card.
It is DDR6 on the video card.
Yeah. On the video card, it is. For the system board, it's DDR4. The Intel Alder Lake that just launched is the first processor that supports DDR5 on the motherboard.
Now
It
we
also
weren't
sup- it's also
we
the
weren't
first
thrilled
one to
with that,
support-
right?
It's also the first one to support PCIe 5.0,
Right,
which
right.
the AMD only does PCIe 4.0.
You can't find a PCI 5 board yet, right?
No, they're out.
The motherboards
all the
are
new
out?
the Intel 690, any of the
Holy
690
shit.
boards all support PCIe 5.0.
What are they, about $200 a board?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I build a machine, it's like $300-400 for the motherboards that I tend to use.
Jesus.
I don't build little boxes
Yeah.
because I work in the database world, so I'm essentially building a server when I build a box. So yeah, I build big boxes. This current one is get 64. The next one will probably have 128, if not maybe 256 by the time I build it, as far as how much RAM I'm going to shove into it.
Have you ever gone with 128 of RAM?
On a machine that I've personally owned? No, not yet.
He says the 690s are $300.
Yeah, that's probably about right. That's actually not bad because normally the really good boards are high 300s, low 400s for the good gaming boards.
But
with
this
with
computer,
all the sockets and stuff.
This computer with an AMD,
yeah, 5950 or
59
5900.
5900.
Yeah,
it's okay to buy. I'm going to be able to do DaVinci Resolve Studio full blast.
Hell yeah, yeah. In fact, you'll be able to do better. Is your laptop an AMD?
No, it's Intel.
So it's going to do Resolve better because that 5900 does more threads, and AMD is better at video encoding.
I looked it up,
so
and
it's actually going to do better. It's going to do better.
It says it's right up there with an i9 10900.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit! It says my session timed out.
So,
all right, let me go back on this because I want to see what the guys say.
Anyways, it's kind of late. It's getting kind of late for me, so
yeah,
I probably need to jump out. But anyways,
shit, we're on a long time again.
It's been fun, guys. It's always fun picking on Matt. So, but he picks back, so that's the fun part.
Let me ask you one more stupid question.
Sure.
Let me share this for you because it says, where do you put the other hard drives?
Anywhere. So the case will, in most of those cases, the actual 3.5-inch SATA drives are typically in the bottom of the case. There's a drive cage typically in the bottom of the case. And
so I'm seeing a 750 watt power supply, and I'm not seeing a lot of room to plug in hard drives.
I don't see it. So underneath the video card there, see that black section?
Yeah.
Underneath the video card, that's probably the cover over top of the M.2 drives on the board.
You're gonna have to put that image into DaVinci and do the lower, the soft blacks on that to bring out the.
If you just go to ASUS site, if you just go to ASUS site and put in that board, you can pull up the specs.
I'd rather put it in DaVinci and try to do it that way.
Yeah, it's the because I never heard of CyberPower anyway, but the parts are good.
CyberPower is one of what they call the white box PC manufacturers.
What does that mean?
Ryzen
white box are sort of the guys that are not Dell, HP, Lenovo, and those guys. They're sort of the more generic sorts of PC manufacturers.
Yeah, which we really don't care. As long as it's got the specs we need, right?
Right. The CyberPower is using, obviously it's using that good ASUS board. It's using a good processor. It's using, that 3080 video. It's not like they're not using good components in there.
No, and it's saying it comes with 3200 megahertz RAM. Isn't RAM up to like 4400 now?
Yeah, it depends on system bus and a whole bunch of other things. So, yeah, that 3200 is fine. Anything above that is generally an overclocked board.
And it does have that LRHR, so you can't do that bit mining. NVIDIA put a stop to that bit mining.
Yeah.
Which I don't care about.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out their questions. Yeah, this guy is talking RAM speed.
Yeah, 32. The 3200 is normal. That's DDR. That's good DDR4 memory on that frequency.
This guy's bitching about his RGB lights.
What's that?
This guy's bitching about his RGB lights. I don't give a damn about red, green, and blue
Yeah,
lights.
one half dozen the other. That's a personal. That's kind of one of those personal choice things.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can't complain. No one wants to hear it.
Oh,
anyways, Jim, if you got questions, you got my email. We can chat all day on hardware crap.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What are you looking at? I just bought a brand new. I had to do it because my desktop gave out, and I bought an MSI, and I was able to get it directly from them in less than 36 hours. It was delivered there to the house.
It says I can get this
CyberPower PCs through Best Buy.
Yeah, it's a Best Buy,
and those are good, decent boxes.
Look and see what I'm doing. I'm working off my laptop because my.
You want to see an expensive machine? Go find a Northwest Falcon machine. They build machines that are better than Dell and all of them.
Well, I got an MSI, their machine, and with a i9 processor. It came with the 380 Ti video card, which is 12 gig of RAM of GPU. Yeah. 32 gig of RAM. Came with a 1 terabyte SSD.
I gotta run, guys.
All right. Good night.
And then a 2 terabyte regular hard drive on it.
See you, Curtis.
Well, that's what I was looking at. This one. This came down considerably. It looks like they all have on the right hand side there, but it was 3,500. And I know nothing about Ryzen, but when I looked it up, it looked comparable to the i9 10900.
Yeah, it's a 12 core. Or the one I've got is a 12 core chip.
Oh, isn't this one?
I don't know. I'm not that familiar, like you say, with the AMDs anymore. I used to be really up to date on them.
It's a 12 core chip.
Oh, good.
From 3.7 to 5.2, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it says it right up there, 3.7.
Yeah. Good evening, Justin. How you doing?
How's it going?
And hello, everybody in chat. I was on earlier. I was in getting my hair cut and then running around errands and got back home. I saw you still on, and I wanted to hop on before everybody took off to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
I
know. I can't believe it's so close. It's the 21st.
Well, you didn't much once Matt got on.
So it looks like it's comparable to the i9 10900, which is what NVIDIA did all their tests on with the 3080 card.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this one has, is the 3080 card. That's what I wanted.
The 3080 or the 3080 Ti?
Nope, 3080.
Okay, that's got the 8 gig of...
no, 10 gigs of RAM.
That's got 10?
Yeah. The Ti has 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got 10. It should handle any video I'm going to be doing, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, my 1080 was handling all the 4K of mine perfectly.
Howdy, Tim.
Howdy. Steve,
Tim?
Matt, Justine, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
I mean,
How
Justin.
you doing?
Sorry.
What is that going on there with the mic?
My mic?
Yeah, it sounds like a spaceship going on. You hear it? It's not on his regular.
I hear a noise in the background. Yeah.
It's not on his regular mic.
Oh, it's my fan.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry. Now can you hear it?
Yeah. No, you're cool. You're cool. Yeah, Steve. So my computer actually shut down the other night, and I'm like, I better get this before hell freezes over. And when I turned around and tried to buy this the other day, it said sold out.
Is that better? I was on my cam, Mike. Sorry. Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Which fan you got running? I see the
fan right here.
Oh, okay. Because that fan up there, I'm like, that can't be making all that noise.
That's in the living room. Let's see if you hear it now, because now I'm hooked up to here. Can you hear it?
Barely.
No.
You can't hear it?
No.
Okay, good. Cool.
My Ryzen 3 still runs Tomb Raider, Lord of the Rings at 60 frames. That's 1080p though, right? All I'm really looking to do is do 4K video with no problems.
What are you trying to get?
It's an A9 AMD 5900. It's a computer.
Oh, I got the 57.
57.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew.
What the hell was it? What the hell was it?
i5.
Oh,
shit.
It's the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X.
5900X.
Yeah.
No, see, I got the Ryzen 7 57. Yeah.
Hey, Andrew.
That'll be enough, Jim. Plenty.
Yeah, that's all I care about. Even in the future, man, I'm never gonna go to 8K or anything like that.
But you got to find you got to watch what motherboard and see if the motherboard is going to accept the Ryzen 9.
Oh, it's a pre-built.
It's pre-built. Okay.
Yeah. Mm. And the price came down significantly. It was $3,500 here, which is about $7,000 for you guys, right?
It's enough out of Peter Carroll.
About that. A little bit more, probably.
See, there it is, Tim.
Can I see the specs on that, please?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, give me a second. Abuse Peter here.
Holy crap, a 3080.
Yeah, it is 1080. Yeah, 3080.
Steve, good to see you, buddy.
Get a tomato.
You, sir.
Get a tomato if you don't want any problems.
Merry Christmas, Steve.
Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yep.
Just put an emoji up of a lemon if you want to get one of them.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'll buy oranges.
Yes. That's a financial, Andrew, that's a financial blacklist right now. But
420
here in Florida.
420 time. I'll be back. Hey, good on you, Rick.
Yeah, 420 time. Yeah. I can imagine what'll be in the chat after he gets back from his little 420 there.
What's up?
Yeah. JDS is back again. How are you, mate? Good to see you. You're first again, too, by the way, by all accounts.
Look at this. We got going on in Florida. They're deciding by January 1st whether we can use DJI drones or not.
Oh,
my God.
Yep.
Fucking crap.
Did you see
DJI's
Billy Kyle on Bloomberg?
I don't know what Billy Kyle is. What's
Who
Bloomberg?
he is?
What's
Billy
Bloomberg?
Kyle? Bloomberg, the news, they was on it. If you look on
why would Billy Kyle be on Bloomberg?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He was on and asked in an interview about what's going on with DJI.
How the hell would he know?
He's got some ins.
They're on a financial blacklist from the United States government.
Well, I know, but they were just trying to, get other people's opinion that are creators and drone pilots.
I'm more worried about Florida passing a law that says we can't use them.
Well, who was? I think it was on your channel last week. I think it was. Wasn't it somebody said that their drone got stolen and it ended up down in South America, and DJI said that they'll be able to track it the moment it comes on. They can wipe it out to where it's unusable ever again. So
Really?
if they're able to do that, you know damn well that the information's being used.
Yeah, because they make us activate each and every one of these drones.
Yeah.
So they forever have our unique ID, our UUID at their control.
They know more than that about it.
Yeah, they know everything you're doing, Jim.
Now you see, and then they're sitting here talking about 2023. Well, in September of 2022, the manufacturers for the remote ID transmitters have to be in place. And by September 2023, the law states we have to be using remote ID here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go and register your drone now, guys, it asks you if you have remote ID. Say yes, because you will either way.
That's in different countries too, Jim, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, I gotta jump off.
All right,
That's our country only. You're addressing Jim.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 4i-K9 saying hello to everybody.
Take care, Justin.
See you, man.
And this one specifically is the Florida legislature.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're really putting the screws to DJI. Is it warranted anymore? They've got the local data mode where it's supposed to be. Yeah, they are on the financial blacklist. I don't know if it'll grow more than that.
I did, JDS. Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, thank you
Very
for that
attentive.
article. He sent me a link. He replied back to one of my my latest video, and he put that in there and put the link in there. Thank you again, Andrew.
Of which one?
About the DJI, about the blacklisting.
Didn't you see it in the Facebook group? I
Yeah,
posted
but
it.
he sent it over to me before it ever came up there.
Oh, okay. Whenever there's anything going on, I get more and more scared. Yeah, I hear you.
How you been,
Yeah.
Steve? Jim? How you been?
Been good, busy, but just with work and everything, trying to get everything closed out, not being able to get contractors to work. Heck, I can't even get contractors out to give an estimate.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Flat out everywhere, isn't it? I just realised something too, that the live show that I'll be doing on Saturday is going to be Christmas Day.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to be Christmas Day live stream. Bloody hell.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah. Bloody oath. That's my Christmas gift to everybody. All 15 people who watch.
Well, thank you.
That's 15
Hey,
gifts all at once.
Hey, Matt, I could rock up to your house in the middle, in the beginning. We could do
In
the
the
live
beginning?
together.
Can't hear you. Say it again.
I said.
I'm serious, man. It's really low.
Really?
Yeah.
I could rock up to your house on Christmas Day, and we can do a live stream together.
Where's my
All right, hold on. How's it now?
Yeah, turn it up a bit, mate. You're really low.
Yeah.
You're on 173%. It shows me your mic volume.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
It's a bit louder, yes. Yeah.
All right. Is that better?
Can't see
Okay.
him though because of that. Because of the
It keeps on fluctuating, and I don't understand why. But anyway.
have you got it? You've got it on automatic. You got it on automatic there. Adjust your mic automatically.
Yeah, I have it on it.
Okay, I'll just change it. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
mate, yeah.
No, I'm saying that I could rock up to your place and we can do a live stream together on Christmas. Woohoo!
We could do that. That's a long way to come though, mate.
I got until February 20th off, man. I took long service. I'm ready.
You should be able to make it back by then.
That's exactly right, Foride. That's exactly what the problem is. It's finding good contractors.
Yeah.
You do, but after the stream though, I'm gonna have to nick off though, mate, because I'm pretty popular around these parts. So
Oh, yeah,
What
you are.
parts are
Man.
those?
I hear about you all the time.
those parts, mate. Yeah.
Oh my god!
See,
I've got the whole.
they're still talking, and look at this shit. They're saying that the remote sensors that can measure an individual's body temperature and heart rate.
Oh,
A
for
fucking
heaven's sake.
DJI drone can't do that.
That
It
was
says
it.
surveillance technology.
That was in the article you posted.
Yeah, this is on Florida. This
Yeah.
is Florida deciding whether they're going to ban DJI drones. And I work for the department. I do the pre and post hurricane
Right.
shit, which if they ban them, I won't be doing.
That sucks, man, because look, man, that's 90% of the bloody, droning communities, all camera drones anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bloody birds, that's unbelievable. I mean, but they were talking about this years ago, right? This is what's happening. And they've just let it go and all of a sudden it's a problem.
They keep slamming them though. But what did they originally have them on? That was some blacklist. Oh, the Department of Wildland or whatever couldn't use them.
Department of Interior.
The BLM, yeah,
Yeah.
couldn't use them. That was like 600 drones put out of service, and
They're
then
adding on to it, Jim. They're adding on to everything now.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
redoing every damn thing.
That might be why they pushed out the Mavic 3 drone, because they got that through the FCC listing and all that.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Only a high top end drone can do that, Jim. Well, the other ones that I was looking at from U.S. manufacturers, we were looking at a little while ago before you came on. The prices are insane. One of them was $12,900. Watts Innovation is $25,000 for their X8. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
You really taking
But
this.
you add on to everything, and the cost will keep on going up and up and up. It could be like infrared. It could be anything. And
Yeah, but these guys don't want to pay us shit. Look on Droners.io. $80,
Yeah.
$40, $90.
yeah, true.
No, I'm not. You're not getting out of bed for less than $250. The drone, the batteries, your knowledge, skills, and abilities.
The battery cost alone.
I'm just
Exactly.
reading that one there, referring to the snowball effect.
Yeah. I know. I was reading that.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. K9, it's actually a painting contractor for a commercial building.
Wow.
They have drones that can paint. They have them that can shoot water. If you can shoot water, you can paint.
Airbrush. Yeah.
Air gun, yeah.
This is called massive amounts of taking off the old paint all the way back down to the concrete tilt-up block, and then bring it back up using a one-part epoxy paint.
Are you sandblasting?
Well, it's going to be hydroblast. They do it with
water.
Hydroblast. Yeah.
And then you can put it on with the primer, and then this sealer. A couple of paint companies are out there. What it does is like a elastomer. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's the paint actually stretches and gives. So with the movements that we have here in California all the time, where cracks are, your paint would be cracking, and this way it comes out smooth. The one contractor, he showed me a picture that he had done on the back of his garage. Well, his garage, he did the whole garage, and it's been up there for 10 years. It looks like he just painted it yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I got an acrylic, a putty, that when I put in an octagon window in the bathroom downstairs in the concrete, I had air gaps to fill. and I put this acrylic putty in, and that shit is still there. It doesn't shrink. It doesn't, you know, of course it's painted over and all that, but it's still in perfect shape.
Is that the expandable?
No, it wasn't the expandable foam. The problem with Florida is some idiot decided we want to put windows in a house that start 12 inches off the ground and then go up 3 feet from there.
Uncover it, Tim. Sorry.
We never have earthquakes here.
Oh, the dick chair.
Turn it around. Turn it around.
Turn it around.
It still lives.
There we go.
Yes, it does.
That's
Still
one
there.
fine specimen you have there, Tim.
Oh, thank you very much. Hey, George.
They wanted 160 for this piece of crap.
160.
Yeah, I wound up getting it for like 110 or something all
Damn.
told.
That's all right,
500-pound
though.
chair.
I won't
This
pay
is
what
this
I pay
is
for this
Secret
thing.
Lab. Secret Lab. Check
Yeah.
out. This was like a $700 chair, but I got it for $300.
Steve.
Oh, Steve, come on, brother. That was your chair when you were here. Remember that?
Yeah, remember you were sitting in that chair.
That's right.
You were for quite some time. You're so proud of that chair too. And, look at my new chair. And the first thing was, that looks like a dick.
I wouldn't have given a damn.
And it took me like 3 hours to build the damn thing. I got so frustrated. Oh,
I know. I think you were in a live chat somewhere while you were building it.
yeah, I was.
Yeah, and
He got
kept
up.
commenting.
He got up to pick something up, and that's when we were all laughing. I remember.
Oh
that.
yeah, man. Yeah.
The first one to talk about it was X Drones, 3X Drones. And he said something about it right on a live, and I looked back and I'm like, "You son of a bitch!"
I mean, they had to know when they were making it. Billy Bob
Oh, I
looked
sent
at it. Yeah.
I sent the picture back to the person that told me about it, and all she looked at it, she goes, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." Like,
I would have got my money back. I would have said, "Oh, send me something that looks like a." No, I'm not going to say it on Jim's show.
No. Yeah. Good on you, Steve. You little shit. I'll be over there in about a month, hopefully, if the borders act kindly to me.
Oh, you're not allowed to go to Western Australia, mate. They've closed the border to the universe.
It'll be open in a month. I'm crossing my fingers.
Well, you better have more than about 1,000 fingers with the way the news is coming out of Australia about going anywhere or doing anything.
It's ridiculous. And this new variant is so piss weak, and they're all going off about it. I'm sick and tired of them saying we've got 1,200 cases. I don't want to know about the cases. I want to know how many people are seriously ill from this shit.
Right.
None.
That's what I want to.
One of the shows that I watched again, he was on a news stream that I follow, and he is, I think his last name is Moreau. Don't quote me, but he is the inventor of the mRNA technology. And he came out and said right off the top, I had nothing to do with this vaccine or anything else, but I've done my own research on it. His first one was what he came out with, the Pfizer vaccine, which we have here.
That's what I got.
The people that got the Pfizer vaccine are 50% more likely to get COVID with the vaccine than somebody who's not inoculated.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Steve.
Well, let's put it this way: 2 senators here, right? The two worst, and Jim knows them. Senator Warren, Pocahontas as we call her, and Booker. They're both fully vaccinated. They both had their boosters. They're always wearing their masks. They both came down with COVID over the weekend.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why,
it doesn't stop it.
Matt, they've even quietly started saying that the mask doesn't help. If quietly, only in the reading, they're not saying it out of their mouths. But if you read on the CDC site,
Jim, we got so many mandates going on.
He
We
didn't
got
say
so many
anything about the
mandates going
Moderna.
on. It's unreal. Sorry.
Yeah, Cory Booker.
Oh, look, I'd like to come there one day. That's for sure, mate. Again, I'd like to pop over. There's actually, if I was to come over again, it'd be a really good trip because I'd be all over the States and I'd be catching up with so many people. It'd be bloody fantastic. I'd think twice.
Wait a minute. You're going to go over there, but you won't drive 2 hours to come up to see me.
No, I'm saying these people are worth having a long way to go to. Yeah. I will, but look, well, I'm not saying I'm going on the weekend.
Revert to the poster.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'm not saying that I'm going to go over there on the weekend, Tim, and of course we're going to catch up before that. And you've got all that time off too. That's interesting. Okay, because I am going to go flying next week at Gumalara Falls. I need some footage from my end of year video.
Oh, really? All right.
Yes.
Are you taking your Mini too?
No, I'm going to be flying the Mavic over there because I'm not going to fly Ari's drone in that setting because it's quite hairy. You can hit a lot of shit. You know, you got to be really careful. And I'd rather lose how's this? I'd rather lose a Mavic 2 than a Mini.
Oh, yeah. Like you mean like you almost lost your Spark?
When did I do that? The Spark? Oh, when it
when you made the turn, you were doing Rick's video.
Yes.
The memorial video.
You turned.
And all of a sudden you go, woo!
Oh, that was my Mavic. That was my Mavic.
Oh, that was your Mavic. Okay.
Yeah. Was that your Mavic too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, almost went sideways into a shitload of trees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. Oh, got a bit longer. That has to go a little bit longer. Branches in front of the camera. Shit.
Hey, I'm actually wearing the same shorts as I did in that video. In the drone video I did on my veranda. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, you are right. You know, and actually, I only watched that video the other day just to have a bit of a look at it again. I hadn't watched
and
it.
These legs are for Rick. Rick used to laugh his ass off because of my legs.
And he's not the only one.
Is this got to do rigor mortis with the G20?
Sorry?
What?
No, he's talking about basically it's a population control they're trying to do. See, Florida, like in Florida, we have a problem. The manatees are dying at 1,000 a year, and they're on the extinction list. And it's all because of overbuilding and people using fertilizer on their lawn. We have big, wide open canals here. Everything flows to the ocean and the rivers. So, and unlike Australia, we don't put bags there to catch all the plastic and shit like that.
You remember, Jim, Bill Gates tried to get that passed 15 years ago, population control. Remember that?
Oh, he just got spotted on his technology of wanting to put the chips in, the implant chips, and it came out that it's the Gates Foundation that funded the whole entire initial funding for this technology.
Unreal.
Davos. What was he the head of?
I saw that chip thing. They're actually doing that in Europe. Look, I'd hate to live in Europe at the moment. I've got a friend over there in Germany, and they're shocking over there. They really are. And other countries there too. There's one country there, I forget which one it was, but you can't do a thing. You cannot do a thing unless you've been vaccinated. You can't work. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything.
They have fired. I just saw it some other day. It was either a fire department or a police department. If you didn't have your vaccination in, they were firing you.
Oh, here in California, that's happened all over, and the liberal side, the Democratic side. Here in Orange County, where I live, it's turned blue, but we're still the highest percentage of conservatives in the state.
Well, they got in Melbourne. Well, in Melbourne, they mandated that nurses, even though they've been working for the last 18 months without a vaccination, and everything's fine. They
That's
mandated it, and now all of these nurses left, and now they're begging them to come back because they got no staff.
Well, Matt, look what's happening now in Queensland. We can't go into pubs. We can't go to events. We can't go unless we're double vaccinated.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. Look, that's not going to last, right? She has to go through with her threatening words, right? They have to go through with it. This is what's going to happen on this date if you're not this, because they want everyone to go out and get jabbed with this crap.
Right.
So, and now she has to go through with it and carry on with that, and we'll end up the same as New South Wales, where they'll just drop everything. So, so I'll ride that out rather than go get that poison chucked into me.
Yeah, it's going to turn around. Even the mayor of Lori Lighthead, as I call her, of Chicago, which has the most shootings, the most deaths every single weekend. It is the highest anywhere in the United States. I mean, you can go on there. This last weekend, 24 people were shot and 4 people died. There was one weekend, it was 50-some people shot and 24 were killed. She went on national television today now after they've gone through this all defund the police on all the Democratic liberal states. Defund the police. Now she's asking for federal help from Joe Biden in order to help her state.
Come on.
To do what?
Today, she was on the news.
And buy Guinness. Exactly right, mate. Yes.
I'm in, Andrew. I got 2
You are
cases
too.
outside.
You're a Guinness drinker too, aren't you, mate?
Yeah.
You are.
I
I
love
got 2
Guinness.
cases outside still.
Yeah.
I love Guinness when I can afford it. When I can afford it, I love Guinness.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I'll blow your mind away with this, Tim. And even Tomas, when I tell him how much we pay for it here at Costco every year, before St. Patty's Day, they'll bring it in at the Costco stores, the big box stores. And it was $27 for a case of the tall nitro cans.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, they didn't want them on hand anymore. 50% off. $14.79 a case out the door.
What?
Oh God.
A case of 24.
Oh my God! I could be buying shitloads.
and even Jameson's, because talking with Tomas of Jameson's, I can get a 1.75 liter. They had it on sale here just back a few months ago. It's normally $38, and they had it with $5 off, so it was $33 for a 1.75 liter bottle.
Oh my God!
This is the fish jumping out of the ocean because of a red tide bloom here in Florida.
Oh, you guys are getting a bloom again?
Wow!
They literally jumped out of the ocean.
Wow!
Look at them.
Yeah,
millions of them.
Oh my God!
On the beach, everywhere. Good size.
Yeah, they are.
It's it's the same thing of somebody putting you underwater.
And I could have bought a red emperor yesterday from the butcher for $35 for the full fish, and it was like that big.
Beautiful
oh my
fish.
God! I should have bought it.
What are you going to do with the emperor? Blow him?
It's a fish,
chair?
Jim.
You're going to have him sit in that chair?
It's a fish, Jim. I would have made fillets out of the cut.
This is with the Osmo X5 camera.
Hey, check this out, right? Hey, Tim, the native wasps we got here, those little bastards, right?
Paper wasp.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, you can call them paper wasps if you like. But anyway, I was out there bloody watering my citrus. Anyway, stung me on the hand and stung me on my knee, right above my knee, right? And cause it excruciating pain for about 40, 45 seconds, maybe a minute, right? And it goes away. I think, beautiful, no worries. Anyway, yesterday, this happened. What's today? What is today? Wednesday. This happened Monday afternoon. Yesterday, I wake up.
It's only Tuesday.
Sorry. Yesterday, I wake up. I don't know if you can see that. Can't see my knuckles.
Holy crap! That's what it did to you.
I've never swelled up in my life from it. And above my knee on the bite side, same thing. It's all swollen up.
Really? You're allergic, man. You're allergic.
Look, you see those knuckles there?
Yeah.
Can't see anything there. Well, you can a little bit, but yeah.
Poor up. You're
Swollen.
allergic to them, man. You're allergic.
How many times you get hit, you think?
Well, there was one. I got hit in the bloody foot like 2 weeks prior to that, and it did nothing. It just burnt like a bitch. Feels like someone put the cigarette on you.
Yeah.
Did you take any antihistamine?
No.
Take a pill of antihistamine. It'll go down.
Yeah, well, I'll just put up with it for a while.
Or diphenhydramine.
That'll go down.
Benadryl.
Look at it. You can't see my real fat hands.
I usually take antihistamine, and it goes down within an hour. 2 hours.
You got, what, a wasp bite?
A paper wasp. I got attacked by 5 of them because I took the cover up off of the speed covers on.
Yeah.
And paper wasp.
Little bastard. And 2 weeks ago, I got nailed with sandflies. They're just starting to heal now.
Oh, they really got you, man.
I got them out back, Matt. They're killing me. They're killing me out on my deck, on my veranda.
I'm allergic to them. I come up in lumps, man. That's why when I was flying with Ari and we got that story about him rubbing the cream on my arm.
Yeah.
because I was flying. I said, Ari, shit. I'm going, fuck, my drone's up here. I said, rub the cream on my arm, man, quick.
I think I asked you, is that the one that we call sand fleas here?
Well, I don't know. I think sand fleas are different to sand flies.
What's the other name for them, Matt? What's the other name for them?
Bastards.
Tim, do you remember them in South Carolina, the sand fleas?
Yes, I remember on Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
They will friggin' rip you up with dots like you got, Matt. But I haven't seen welts like you have, though.
Oh, mate, I come
Matt,
up.
Midgies. Midgies are about like sand fleas, but oh my god, they attack me out back.
Yeah,
you can feel I got something for you to look at, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Crawling through your hair on your arms, and you're just sort of wiping, thinking that they're not doing anything, but they are. The little bastards, they bite you, then they piss under your skin.
It's like they nest, right?
Yeah, and then they weep and wilt, and oh shit, it looked like I've had psoriasis.
Yeah. You know? Hey, Sean, how are you? Good on you, Steve. Yeah, little shit.
And we get ticks as well, bush ticks, right? And they'll latch onto you, and they'll put a what do you call it, anesthetic into you, so you can't feel them.
Oh yeah, numb it up, lidocaine.
So then they're on you, and you don't even know it. And then when you do find them, I was in the shower once. I'm showering. I said, "What the fuck's this? I haven't got a skin tag."
What were you playing with your balls for?
Yeah, it was in between my balls and my eyes. You know that little bit. Yeah. Anyway,
the taint. It's called the taint.
Taint the worry. Taint
ass and a taint.
I was giving myself a good old scrub, and
a little too hard.
Yeah, and it was little bastard. He was full of blood too. So he'd been there a while. Little asshole.
You got to worry about the little white dots on their ass. Stay away from them.
Not sand. Oh, that's not sand flies. That's herpes.
No, they're paralysis ticks. Little white dot.
Yeah, people have had them in their ears and everything. They haven't been able to talk, move their heads or anything, and no one knows what's wrong with them. And
from these sand flies?
No, from ticks. The paralysis ticks, and they'll get in their ear rolls. And you just lay there then like this, you can't move.
Holy
and no
shit.
one knows what's wrong. Look at him. He's gone into a state of freaking whatever. You just saw bloody Tim's legs, and he can't move now because he's in so much shock. And
he's got twig legs too.
Oh, come on.
Well, you need those legs, man. They're like freaking popsicle sticks.
Pop. We'll call him Paddle Pop from now on.
There you go.
And
revert to booster. Good.
Yeah, there you go. And it wasn't until they looked in his ears that they found the fucking paralysis tick, and they pulled the tick out, and over a period of time, then got all his fucking movement back.
Matt, I had one right here. I went to the hospital for a migraine because it lasted for 2 days, and the doctor said, "Do you know, were you out in the bush or whatever?" And I told him, and that was paralysis tick. Almost killed me. I spent 2 days in the hospital.
Holy shit!
What size do they get? I mean, like a deer tick. You know, they're not very big.
No, they're not real big about that.
Right.
About that. It depends.
So it's hard to. What I'm getting at is they tell you to wear like white shirt or something like that if you're going in the woods. So when you come out, you can at least see them. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Steve.
Just make sure you check yourself. Make sure you check yourself. Yeah.
Because we have this thing called Lyme disease that sticks with you for life.
Avril ended up with that, didn't she? Avril Lavigne. She ended up with Lyme's disease.
Did she?
We have that over here too, Jim. We have that over here.
Either a tick or a date rape drug.
Fucking
Nick and Steve said you had them on where, Matt?
Scrotum. Steve, they're already numb, mate. I don't need a bloody tick down there.
Man, you should have came up that day, Matt. Man, we had a fucking blast, and Steve's he's good value, man.
Well, I know, but I couldn't come up.
Yeah, I know.
Red zone.
Yeah, we locked down there.
I want to know what exactly happens. Like if I'm driving down Interstate 95 and I go into another county, are there cops there stopping you and checking for your cards?
Yes.
At the borders.
At the borders there are, yes.
That's insane. There would be traffic backed up for 500
There
miles.
There is.
Yep.
I didn't give a shit.
But they opened them up. They opened them up 3 days ago. Everything's allowed to come in there. Queensland.
You got to be double vaccinated.
Anyway,
my mum should be coming here pretty soon over the next few weeks, so it'll be good to see her again.
So you gonna be there for Christmas or no?
No, it'll be after Christmas, mate. Yeah, but I'm going to
double
take.
vax?
Yeah, she is.
Matt
throws. Did you get double vax?
Matt saves up those ticks so he can put them on the girls while he's out doing his trucking route. He throws them in the back. Yeah, they're paralyzed. He throws them in the back cab. Takes them home, and they write books about serial murderers, but not about Matt.
You got to use what's in the environment to your own advantage, Jim. This is how we do it here.
Did you get double vax, Matt?
No, fuck that.
Now, is she going to be allowed to go to your place if you're not double vaxxed?
Yeah, well, she's vaccinated. Why should anyone be worried? Oh, that's right, because they know it doesn't work.
Yeah, true.
Oh, one of the things I was going to say, the doctor that I was talking about, he just came on because they've scrubbed him completely off the CDC website.
Is that the
NIH
guy
website.
from which guy?
The guy that invented the mRNA technology. They scrubbed him completely off everything. He was on a news channel the other day, 2 days ago, and he goes, you know what? He goes, this is my own conclusion. And I mean, he's very sharp. I'm not saying it how he said it. I'm just giving you my take of it. More or less is that with the original virus, it was down deep in your lungs. And he goes with any type of virus and that when it starts rising up. So this new old, drug virus is on the top part and more in the that in your throat and the nasal. It's staying up here.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, and he says what that means, it's living out its life cycle. It's diminishing and its life cycle is going to end. And he goes, that is why these places are running scared. Now they've got all these vaccines. Now what are they going to do with it? They're going to be sitting on it. And it's going to go bad because of the shelf life.
Isn't there 4 vaccines out now? Because you have to have 4 boosters?
Well, yeah.
Isn't there some kind of Omicron something?
Yeah, well, That's piss weak. It's making people sneeze, and the people and they're going and they go, "Oh, Omicron," and this is why I'm sick and tired of hearing how many cases there are, because the cases mean absolutely jack shit when it comes to people getting sick.
They're false
That's
positives.
Are
No,
they?
even if they're not false positives, this Omicron thing isn't making people sick. And I was saying, I was reading a document that came out of South Africa where it all started and all this sort of shit about. It seems to be a very. It's not as bad as all this sort of shit and la. It's not as deadly, or it's not as strong, and it's not doing as much. People are coming down with very mild symptoms, right? And 3 days later, all of a sudden the world's talking about Omicron, and the paper that I was reading freaking disappeared off the internet because I was going to show someone it, and it had gone, pulled down. You can't tell me that. Oh fuck! I'm not going to get into that.
It's a bunch of crap. I only got it because I wanted to travel.
I know the price was excellent, bro. All right, thanks, Sean.
That's the reason why I got double backs, because I want to travel during my vacation. But now I can't even get to Western Australia.
If you're talking about double vaxxed here, it's actually 4. There's 4 vaccines.
We're talking about a 4th one now.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I don't get my booster until 2 more months.
It doesn't even cover the variant.
This all started with wearing a paper mask over your face. This was going to save you.
Yeah. But the thing is, all of these vaccines that came out were for the original Wuhan variant, right? Even if they didn't work, right?
That's right.
And if people can't look at this shit fucking logically, because every fucking year they get a different flu vaccine because of the mutations that happen. This thing's mutated, and they're still going back to the same old shit, which it doesn't even cover.
It's protein based.
There's only
it's
one
protein
virus
based.
that's been
It's going to
cured.
keep on changing.
Smallpox.
Yeah.
And now it was how many years it took in order to create that.
Right. Right.
There you go. You
But
can't
like I
employ
said,
your way out of your.
If that's the case, we wouldn't have flu every year. We wouldn't have colds.
But like I said, it's protein based, so it's going to keep on reproducing.
Omicron moronic. There you go. I like that.
Shrivel your nuts.
I got this rigor mortis here. Omicron equals moronic. Yep.
Yeah, he got the booster and he got booed. He got booed when he got it.
Oh yeah, Trump's double vaxxed. Yeah, that'd be a bloody what do they call it, saline shot.
Oh no, that Biden. They show him doing it on TV, and then they pull the camera back, and it's all like a TV set. With him sitting there with a window behind him and the flag and all that. I doubt he even got a friggin' vaccine.
Yeah, but Matt's talking about Trump got a placebo effect.
Yeah, we got a he got a placebo drop. The thing is too, right now, they were showing the Prime Minister here getting his vax, right?
Yeah.
There was shit all over the internet of these nurses going, "That is not a flu vaccine needle. They don't use that gauge needle for a vaccine."
Right.
It was bigger. It was
Too
bigger.
big.
It was a bigger thickness. It was a bigger thickness. And I'm a piercer. And that should have been like a 24 mil. But no, he had a bigger
Yeah, so he's having a fucking multivitamin shot.
Sean, I've been saying that since day one. The mask was never invented for that.
That's right, mate. COVID cured the common cold because you don't hear about the normal flu either.
Well, that's
doesn't
no flu.
exist.
96 cases here in the United States of flu. So in 2021.
96?
96 were reported to the on the trying to think
out of 387 million. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
you never hear about AIDS anymore.
But yet in 2017 and 2018, we had 78,000 people die from influenza in the United States.
You never hear about AIDS anymore.
I don't remember a mask back then.
No, that's right, mate. There's nothing different. They're full of shit. Exactly, Robert. And
you never hear about AIDS anymore. And if you have a heart attack, you had COVID.
Yep.
It's all about the money for the hospitals. It's a difference of 4,000 or 34,000. If the patient died of that, then the government's giving them a subsidy back of $34,000 to the hospitals.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember talking to you about that saying, because remember we started off saying there must be money in this.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the nursing homes, when you're not active and getting the water out of your lungs that you naturally get every day, you're going to get pneumonia.
Exactly.
It just happens. So Steve and I, we were looking, and instead of pneumonia, everybody was dying of COVID.
Yeah. There's two physicians here that I know that have lawsuits against the hospital because they were forcing them to put down that the patient cause of death was because of the 19, and it wasn't. It was under underlying conditions.
That's right.
I'm really in a high risk category, if you want to call it. I'm a type 1 diabetic.
Right.
I'm over 65. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit there and give myself something to my body that I know when I see people coming out of here that are paralyzed and having all these side effects from it. And you had a family member, Matt, that it happened to too, correct?
Exactly right. Yes.
You couldn't get me to get a vaccine. You can't.
No, I mean, you just got to look at when it first came out, right? And what the fuck were all those images out of Manhattan with all those coffins? Come on. What was all that about?
Yeah, on the Manhattan Island.
What was all that about?
Yeah.
That's all bullshit. Well, first of all, if you know anything about Manhattan, we have our own island where we bury paupers. It's Pauper's grave site.
Right.
Okay. So that could have been the pick. All the people who die in prisons or don't have any money and you die in the hospital, that's where they put you.
They were saying it was all COVID people, and they were showing trucks coming in and fucking
with all the coffins and shit. Hey,
wasn't that the biggest scare?
Yeah, that was intended to do. Before I'd got a good one here. They didn't force anyone to wear condoms when AIDS was around. Hey, that's right. It was up to the individual to take care of their own self.
That's right. Like I said, a heart attack patient, they'll say it was COVID related. How the fuck is that?
Well, we call it Potter's Field.
I've heard of Potter's Field, yeah.
Yeah, it's its own island.
Well, how about that came out in the mainstream media? It actually came out in the mainstream media in America. There's only 6% of the total amount of deaths attributed to this was actually correct. So out of 6% of everything that was reported was actually true. Incredible.
Yeah, this must be, look, by April 13th, 2020, look at it, 10,000 people died in the city, and that's such bullshit. It's such a lie.
There's another one in southern Jersey too, Jim, in the Pine Barrens.
But I'm telling you, this is a complete lie.
What a load of shit.
Well, they showed it on the news just to scare people. Like you said, it was a scare tactic. That's all it was.
Those people come from everywhere.
And that's a great saying too, Rigger. It's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them they've been fooled. And this is the problem too, is the people have gone out, they don't want to look like idiots. So they're not going to pull back on their stands. Because they've just got to look at everything logically, mate. And you can't do that, then you're a fucking moron anyway. And you look at all these, we're going to do this, we're going to and even our premiers as a reward for everybody. Come on. And this is what I say. This is Stalin. Where he goes, You can pull the chickens, you can pull the feathers out of a chicken, make it bleed. You put it on the ground, it will run away. And you throw the seed back down, and that same chicken will come back to eat.
Wasn't ScoMo saving face last week? Wasn't ScoMo saving face last week on his broadcast, Matt? I think that was all just saving face. He was like, let's just open up everything. I can do this.
Now, there's an election coming, right? So he wants both sides of the vote, right? So this is what he's pushing there. So don't be fooled by that bullshit either. But anyway, hey, dudes, I've got to go because I've got shitloads to do still. And it's 3:00 here in the Arvo. So I've got to rock and roll, but hopefully see everyone. It'll be my Christmas day. It'll be real Christmas Eve. I'm not sure if everyone's going to be home that night, but You want to get that checked?
People our age don't have kids, so.
Sorry?
A lot of people our age and up, you know, their kids are off having their own Christmases, so.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I'll be there, Matt. I'll be there, Matt.
And a lot of people open their gifts on Christmas Eve anyway.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Day,
I mean,
Christmas Eve, you know.
I don't care who comes in, you know, if it's not. Hello.
I'm guessing it'll still be a good size, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It was good. I'm just playing with this thing, and I'm just, hey.
Yeah, it was like,
if Thomas is still here, Thomas. You know, he sent me that, don't you, Tim?
Yeah, Tomas did. Oh, fucking
Yes.
good on him.
He sent me a few things, mate. He sent me a few things.
Matt, did I show you?
I got one too.
Ireland. There you go.
With a beer cap opener.
I like that.
It's got a
there
metal.
you go.
It's a metal.
Oh, yeah.
Beer cap opener.
Yeah.
I
got one
drink
of them.
more beer than you, Jim.
I know.
You know, my flip flops. They've got a beer bottle opener in the bottom of them.
Whoa! You're throwing stuff around there,
Heck
Steve.
with that.
We all
There
got
you
our
go.
Ireland. There you go.
Oh, Tomas, you didn't send me anything. What the hell? No, I'm just kidding.
No, he
They
sent
ran
me
out of money.
He did send me a rubber bullet, and he sent me a rubber bullet, and he says, "Point this in Tim's direction." I say, "All right, mate."
He sent it on
good one.
November 23rd, and I just received it on Saturday. And there's a sticker in the bottom right corner saying "Misshipped to Canada," and it's a date and signed over by an inspection, the customs inspection in Canada. I'm sitting there
That's
going,
awesome.
how in the hell did it go to Canada when it says United States of America underneath my address?
That's wild. That's good though. That's cool.
All right, got to roll, boys. Hopefully, see you a couple of days, and take care. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for having me on. See you,
If
Tim.
I don't see you, Matt, Tim, Merry Christmas.
See you, Matt. Take care of
Thank you very
yourself,
much.
man.
And see everyone in the chat. Good to see everyone again. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, where's my off button? Here. Do that again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Well, Jim, I got to back out of here, too. I got to get some stuff done.
Oh, my God. You're muted, bro.
Again, I don't know why. I had some exit corner, so I just exited. Yeah, we're gonna hop off. I want to thank everybody for coming, and if we don't see you,
thank you, Jim.
See you, everybody. Steve, take care. Jim, take care. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas, everybody in the chat.